clobbering time.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
It's clobbering time! Clobberanimo!
Yeah, welcome. Oh, my goodness. Greetings. Clobberers, clobberanimos, clobberooskies, clobberettes, clobberoids, clobbers, every other kind of clobber. And to those who do not yet clobber, the secret is to bang the rocks together, guys. That's it. Almost forgot my own secret because it was a secret even for me. Almost. So there you go. So good to see you, my dear friends. Welcome to Saturday Night Star Trek. And we'll have some of the crew here. Not all of them, but some of them are here tonight. On his way is, of course, the chief engineer. He had to handle a couple things, but he will be right back. But I do have, and I'm proud to have, our chief of communications, or our communications officer, I should put it properly. What is up, Jill?
Hey, hello, Clobby.
Hey.
Not too much, just hanging out.
Well, thanks for coming on short notice like that. I didn't have much of a plan till like an hour before I started, so I wasn't sure what I was going to do yet. And I'm still not, but we'll get there. But it's good to see you, and thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Yeah, indeed. It's Mark. Well, he had to handle something. I fast to talk to him for a minute, but he will be back in. He'll be back in just a bit. So, how are you tonight? Doing busy?
Really great. I liked Mark's chair stream, except it wasn't a chair stream. It was the building of a doomsday machine.
Yes, that lasted quite a bit. Yeah, that was something. And it's still, I guess, I don't know. Well, we'll get a progress report from him, and probably an update from him on that, of course. But it's good to see you all. Of course, everyone knows, as we all know, for the next couple of weeks on the clubhouse and here in Saturday Night Star Trek, our wonderful first officer, Raquel M. Briggs will be, and she's handling some things she had to deal with in her life, but it's all fantastic things, of course. But she won't be here, but she's coming back, and I can't wait to see her come back. But I'm also happy to think she's getting done, and she'll tell you all about that, I guess, when she gets back. But the point is, we love her, we miss her, but we're going to somehow try to get through as best we can without her. It'll never be the same, obviously, and we all miss her. And but we promised her that we would just persevere, we would carry on, and that's what we're going to do with some Trek. And it won't be the same as our review shows, of course. But I have decided, and we'll do this a little bit later, but we'll do something along those lines, because as you all know, this is still September, Jill, and as such, it's still
Star Trek month.
Star Trek month in that sense, right? So just at the tail end of Star Trek month, which it's always Star Trek time around here, but what we'll do is something similar to what we do every week. We review a few episodes of whatever of the shows we're reviewing. Just this time it's different. I'm going to pop up. We're going to do 3 random, sort of random original series episodes. And if you need homework for that, then I don't know. You're just not in the right. Let's place it. If you need homework for any of these 3 episodes, I mean, I don't care if the last time you watched it was a year ago. Minimum, it should be a year ago, by the way, because if you love Trek like some of us, if you see where I'm coming from, Jill. So, I can see where. Look, I got to admit, if I'm reviewing a Voyager or even Deep Space Nine or TNG, I definitely have to go back and watch that week.
I know, but as JT Kirk says, I love homework. I like to do homework. So
yeah, but hey, JT Kirk, but when this is the point is, I love the homework. What I'm saying, I'm not saying that, Jill. What I'm saying is, I need it if I'm gonna review a Voyager episode. Even if I've seen it a couple of times, it's not the same. I got to review it that very week, and sometimes 5 days later, I forget about it. When it comes to an episode of the original series that I love, I've watched it so many times, it's inside of me. Granted, I'll still, if I have the chance, I'll go back and watch it. But these 3 we're doing tonight, I think right before I came on, I watched one of them. But the others haven't watched in a while. Doesn't matter, because over my silly life, I've watched them maybe in the hundreds of times. And I'll announce what those were. But so we're going to do
stack up to that.
But you watched. Believe me, I trust you. And by the way, you've reviewed them
at least 2 times. But I've
you've
reviewed them. Yeah.
2 of the ones we're doing tonight, you've reviewed recently, so you're good. I promise you on that.
Great.
And it's not going to be like a formal review anyway. We're just going to talk about the episodes. It's not a big deal, but everyone will have. If you're a Trek fan, you're going to have an opinion on the episodes. So this is more like a less formal version of what we do every night when we do the regular reviews with Raquel. If you see where I'm coming from. So
that's a good idea.
Just thought about that because little more tribute played to the recent world here, the original series. Because without the original series, there ain't no Trek, baby.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm reviewing it, because I'm so sad. I missed out on the reviews that y'all did.
Oh, yeah. I hear you. Those were some fun times. You know what? I miss those times. I almost wish we could have said.
Well, the format was so different back then because y'all were still trying to figure out how you wanted to do it. So I think you can redo the original series.
Yeah, I would like to do the format we're doing now, but go back. Well, we did it. It was fair. We were still doing 4, I think, right? We were doing 4. But I didn't use I guess the pictures and stuff like that wasn't quite the same.
The pictures weren't the same, and also getting reviews from everybody in the chat wasn't as big of a priority.
Right.
And so this time we could get more input.
One of these days, who knows? It'll be a lot of fun, but like I say, no one needs us to review Trek. Everyone likes to review it in their own way. So let's see here. Show notes and shout outs. What you got coming up, Jill, by the way, on your channel? Everyone, please, we'll get the link up. We'll let her put the link up when she wants. But everybody, what is let's see. Please go to Jill's
next I have the
subscribe.
July 4th episode. It's going to be Omega Glory.
Yay. Love it. That's when? This week?
Tuesday at noon Central.
Well, that's a great one. I love it. Every July 4th, I play that speech. All right.
Well, last July 4th, I tried to play it, but Nobody else wanted to watch it with me.
Well, you can, but that's just the speech itself. Eid Plebnista is on YouTube. I always snag it and put it on my Facebook and Twitter. Oh, I love it. So anyway, anything else coming up on the show?
Well, I have a Friday show, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that yet. Some movie. But tomorrow on Sunday, I might play Doom in the middle of the night. We'll see.
We'll get your link in the chat there. So, but please, everyone, if you have not already, go subscribe to my friend Jill's channel. Please, please, please.
Thank you.
Indeed. So let's see. Show notes, shout outs. Here we go. What is it? It is Saturday. Tomorrow night, of course, there is the Geekery. Tomorrow night, we'll be hanging out in the Great Mark D with the C's channel, our chief engineer. Sunday night Geekery, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes the Geekery does become the Eatery.
Sometimes. What are you talking about? Sometimes.
Yeah, you're right. I think I'm going to have to stop saying so.
It's not a matter of if it is going to be the
pretty
eatery,
much.
It's when.
Now that you mention it, I can't think of too many times it didn't go from Geekery to Eatery. Damn it, Mark. And then of course Monday I'll be at my great friend J-Man's channel. 3 Mondays out of the month, we Sean and J-Man and I were chronicling every single adventure of the classic DC superhero team, the Legion of Superheroes. In chronological order, as I said, all their stories from 1958 to 1989, the only ones that matter. Nothing after that matters, is so saith I, the master of the Legion. And then, of course, I'll have a couple hours after that, I will have Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk. All of my shows on my channel start at 4. Idiot! I can't remember my own damn time. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk. I'll be reviewing a few comics there. Then on Wednesday nights, I hang out on my own channel again and have the wild card. Sometimes there's a topic, sometimes there's not. You never know because it's wild. And also Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm hanging out Midnight's Edge after dark with my good buddy Tom and that great gang over there. Sometimes on Wednesdays, Loki has a comic roundtable. I go there and hang out with those guys as well. And then, of course, there's also next Thursday night, there's the Clubhouse. Again, Raquel won't be here for that, but she'll be the week after. She'll be back. So usually it's myself, Raquel, and Mark. This week it'll I think Retro Nerd Girl will join us again. By the way, big shout out to Retro Nerd Girl who hung out with us this past Thursday night. Lovely lady, a lot of fun, and she was very gracious to join us on short notice. And hopefully she'll be hanging out with us again next week. And then of course back on Friday, reviewing Jack Kirby's Fourth World on my buddy J-Man's channel, and Nicholas and the gang, like I did last night on the Friday Night Comic Shop. So, and then of course next week we'll be back with some more open whatever. We'll figure it out. So Saturday Star Trek once again, and then the following week we'll be back to our reviews with Raquel. We'll be back to reviewing Voyager.
Yeah.
So you get 2 weeks off from Voyager. How do you like that? I'm not saying anything by saying that. I'm just saying. Just not implying anything.
Well, and the great part is when we do get back, I get to talk to Raquel. So that'll be really fun because it'll be the end of the season party.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because next week you're right. The one when we get back, it'll only be two episodes because we'll say goodbye to season 2. So good call. Let's see. And all right, so let me see. Shout outs time. First, to shout out our great wrenches. The great Eric K, the bronze wrencher. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, pal. The Vindicator Wrench of the North, Chris Persia. Yo, brother. Thanks for all you do, buddy. Having trouble with this damn mouse. D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron. Lord Thoth, God of the Wrenches. And shout out to the lovely Lady Thoth. Avon lives. Long live the Legion. Hey, in 2 weeks on the in 2 weeks on the Clubhouse, we start reviewing Blake 7, buddy. Avon lives. J-Man, the great wrench without fear and partner in crime on Earth B and fellow Legionnaire and Fourth World Reviewer extraordinaire. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you so much. Hungry Boy, master of the Claboni. And, of course, artist for the cover of Science Fiction Tales by R.M. Briggs, Stephen Kal-El, buddy. Maddie's daddy, Thorin Vegas, that rascally wrench himself, Fanty outside, and Flower Time's own music meister, Max Richstone. And let's see who's in the, let's see who is in the chat hanging out with us tonight. So if anyone showed up that I missed, real quick, backtrack. Okay, so let's do some shout outs. I hope I did not miss any names that popped in because I got a few of them written down. Let's go. Let's see. Again, I'm biggest shout out to Jill for being here with us tonight. Thank you again, Jill. All right.
You're welcome. I'll be stepping away for a second for my daughter.
Go for it. I'm going to do my shout outs now. All right. Okay. I'll make sure I got everybody before I got. Okay. FKH 2005. Hey there, buddy. Good to see you there. Let's see. Oh. No problemo. All right, here we go. Bubba Doom 1. Hey, Bubba Doom. Good to see you there. Thanks for being here, my friend. Joseph Dredd. Here comes the judge. Shooter 8323. Pew pew, as Raquel would say. Good to see you there, Shoot. Penny. Hey there, Penny. It's great to see you. Raymond Feliciano and Sandra Feliciano. King Dolphin TV in color. I saw a name, and again, please forgive I couldn't write the whole thing down because I didn't have a place. I didn't have enough room to write it. My apologies, but it says Taylor Swift's greater something or other. It's something to do with
greater
Taylor
than
Swift.
Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Disney Star Wars, rather. Greater than Disney Star Wars. The Disney part is important. I
couldn't write it all down on a little thing I have here. So I wasn't trying to be, disrespectful.
Well, it's Matt G.
Hmm?
It's actually Matt G.
Oh, my buddy Matt G. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, Matt G. Good to see you. And yeah, Taylor. I don't know much about Taylor Smith, but just about anything's better than Disney Star Wars. So I guess I can argue with you. Parker Luck. Admiral T. What's up, Admiral? Gwagnar. All right, Gwaggy. What's up, buddy? All righty. Good to see you, sir. All right. James Caserta. Hello there. All right. Jeff Morris. Howdy do. Sean Carter from Mars. Rob Altus. What's up, buddy? Be seeing you. Good to see you, bro. RRTNZ, my friend. Good to see you. Long live the Legion. SP4H. Lisa. What's up, Lisa?
Hey, Lisa.
Good to see you.
Oh.
Ravenscroft. Hey, Ravenscroft. Good to see you there. JT Kirk. Hey, man, them Lions are hanging in there, dude. Just saying. The Lions are going to have a good season this year, man. Predict big things for them. The Comic Relief Crusader. What's up, duder? Enigmatic Drop Bear. Hey there. All right.
Yeah, great to see you, Enigmatic Drop Bear.
Absolutely.
He had some good news on his PET scan. By the way, if everybody remembered that he had one, that he's in remission.
Hmm. Yes.
Heads up. Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. Absolutely. He got some great news and he's just hanging in there. And man, it's such good to hear that. It's so good to hear that. And it's so good to see you here tonight, Narod. Narod also. Enigmatic Drop Bear. ED. Buddy, it just does our heart good to see you here. John Shuggy with us. Narod Max Amanda Bear, who was about to yell him out. Anyway. Simply Steve, buddy. Fiona. Hey, Fiona. Good to see you there. It's always good to see you, my dear.
Yeah, Princess Fiona says Clobby is a cute boomer who's barely heard of Taylor Swift. I wish I haven't heard of her either.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I'm blushing now, Fiona. Cut it out. But I've heard of her. Sort. I mean, I know what she looks like, and I've heard of her. I couldn't name a song if my life depended. Hey, Mr. Tickle Trunk, look at that. Thank you, sir, for the super sticker. You are too kind. see here.
Yeah, it's that little dancing fox dog with hearts.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you think they would make it where you could see that over here on the stupid StreamYards, huh? Yeah, but they did.
That would be pretty helpful.
Would it indeed? Yes. But still, thank you so much for that, Mr. Tickle Trunk. It's good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being here. But yeah, I couldn't. I got to be honest. I could not tell you not one song. Taylor, what's her name? What's her name again?
I can't
Swift,
help you
right?
with
Come
Taylor
on, Clobbering
Swift
Times.
either.
You listen to Taylor Swift after you watch all your favorite Wesley episodes. That's what Eric K just DM'd me. Yeah, he said you listen to Taylor Swift while visiting your Wesley shrine.
Why do I?
Right, Eric?
Why am I always the last?
Yeah,
one to know
right
these
after
things?
you watch Journey's End.
Yes. Why am I always the last one to know these things? Mr. Triple Trump says, I always catch the replays, miss watching live. Oh, well, I appreciate that, by the way. Thank you. And thanks for reminding me, by the way. Thank you to all those who are lurking out there. I always appreciate it. Like an idiot, I forget sometimes to say it, but I do appreciate it. And also, thank you to those who are listening later on a reload or a rewatch or whatever you want to call it. You have my absolute appreciation on it. And if you would please, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always feel weird saying that, but I say it anyway. Let's see. Have you heard the rumor that Taylor Smith is a dude? Taylor Smith?
I don't know who Taylor Smith is. Yeah.
I don't know who Taylor Smith is, but could be a dude. She doesn't sing that well. It's all auto-tune and engineering. That figures. She really, and she's only like just sort of cute. She's not even that cute, right? She's all right, but a lot of cute ears out there. Let's see here. Bobby Gone, no shame in your game. We know you're a Swiftie. Well, okay, sure. If by a Swiftie, does it mean I have to listen to her noise? Can it just be one and not like listen to her and stuff? Because I don't mind being one. I mean, I don't know. You can just say I'm captivated by her great good looks. Ugh. Yeah.
Clobber, you can shake it off.
Yeah, shake it, don't break it. Yeah. Hey, the Tetrarch of Apathy, and he cares too. Man, these these names, some of these titles, they're fun. They're fun though, but it's tough to remember them all sometimes. All right. Well. So, Star Trek, folks. It's Saturday Night Star Trek, and we're going to talk a little bit about Star Trek. I decided. Oh, thank you, Bubba Doom, for that members chat. Member for 9 months says Elvis is better than. Well, that's a little bit like saying, what God is better than an amoeba. I mean, really, yeah. To even mention the two in the same sentence, to say someone like Elvis and Taylor Swift belongs in the same sentence is almost made criminal. Bubba Doom, you should almost be ashamed of yourself, sir. One is a legend, the other's I'm not going to say it.
Well, look, I wish I was as unsuccessful as Taylor Swift. So,
yeah, she's successful. Yeah. She's successful. Yeah. Like Kirby is better than Allred. Well, of course, it goes without saying, Hungry Boy. But Allred has some talent. Come on, man. You just don't. Hey, Midnight's Oblivion, what? Oh, by the way, yeah, Midnight's Oblivion, thank you. You call us out every time you pop into a chat. I don't blame you. And if someone's talking about Taylor, whatever her name is, they should be called out. It's disgusting. So you guys stop making me talk about that. Jill, you're the communications officer around here. Tell them to stop making me talk about that stuff.
Yeah. Look what you did, Matchy.
Oh dear. See, that's what I need security officers
but
for.
You like Taylor Swift better than the Chicken Man, though, right? You'd much rather.
Well, yeah. At least
watch Taylor
cute.
Swift video than.
At least she's cute. Yeah, I mean, because I couldn't tell you one song. So
you've heard "Shake It Off."
No. Why would I?
You had to have heard because that song was everywhere. So you couldn't resist.
Everywhere. Does that mean you have to have on FM radio? Maybe I don't listen to that.
TV everywhere. I mean,
I don't have TV.
You couldn't avoid it.
Well, put it to you like
congratulations then.
If I've heard it, I don't know what it was. I'm sure like I could have been walking around somewhere and it had been blaring on somebody's speakers, perhaps. But then you have to actually know or identify the song, and that would take too much work.
I mean, you could identify a Star Trek episode much faster.
Well, yeah,
you know, from the when it starts. Yeah, that was my favorite game when the TOS would come on. You know, guess the episode, and then like the normies in the room would be awfully scared. They're like, "Wait a minute, how do you know the episode? It's only been 3 seconds." It's like,
well, yeah, but that's important.
Well, like, how could you not have gotten it?
Yeah.
Oh no, Eric K wants me to sing it. Maybe Jill could sing it. Shake it off. Yeah. Should I? No, I can't sing. So
shake it off. What is it? I mean,
shake it off. Shake. I can't sing. So
I can't.
Yeah, Jill, can you sing? Not to put you on the spot.
Jill had to run.
She had to leave. See, no, but now she had to leave. Yeah.
So. Yeah, hey, Empress NM. Hello there. Good to see you. So yeah, when Joe gets back, we will we'll have some fun talking some original Trek. Because
for sure, yeah.
It is Saturday Night Star Trek, and when we finally get done with all of our reviewing all those series, it will just be, then we'll have to work to find topics. So you can say what you want about this taking a while. And we haven't had to, because of this, what we do, what Raquel and I do, we never have to search for a topic, right? So,
for another 5 years.
another few years, we don't have to search for topics unless like one of us is off or whatever. Unless Raquel has to go do something or something like that. But except for that, we never have to search for a topic. So that makes things easier here. Believe me, it's a lot tougher than you think, folks. Coming up with material. With a topic. So when you come up with one like this, you might go, good God, you guys crazy? You're going to spend years reviewing the show. On the other hand, you always do what you're going to be doing. Well, you're not moving to Star Trek Discovery and then after Enterprise? Admiral, no, we figured we'd let you hang on that one, dude. Yeah. I could have swore you told me in a DM that you said, please, you guys, don't review STD. I want to do it. I said, all right. If you must. I mean, we thought we'd leave it to you. Maddie's daddy, what's up, bro?
Oh, but maybe we could do the Star Trek shorts, or maybe we could just skip the Strange New Worms. We skip Discovery.
Maybe you could. Go for it. Let me know how that goes for you. That'd be great for your channel. I hope your channel really flourishes with that.
I'll get everyone watching, yeah.
Yes, everybody, get ready. In the not too distant future, next Sunday, AD, Mark D with a C, on his extraordinary channel, the chief engineer will be reviewing STD.
Well, if everyone had to suffer through, I had to suffer through, everyone else has to too, right? Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious.
Well, let me know how that works out for you.
I will, yeah. You won't be a guest there? No.
I'll guest with you. I'm not going to watch the show. Brogu, what's up? But you know what? I will sit there with you while you talk about it.
All right.
I'll turn my mic off and do other things probably, but I'll read stuff. I can read things while because the episode, and then I'll feel every now and then I'll say, oh, wow, that's a shame. I feel your pain. But I won't actually feel your pain because I won't be watching it. Good to see you there, Steve-O.
And Maddie's daddy, I guess, is on Maddie duty tonight, so he won't be able to hang out with us, unfortunately.
He is a hero. Steve, if we had more men like you, we'd have less men like you. we quote mash at each other sometimes when we sit. Yeah.
I'm enjoying all these STD comments in the chat.
So before Joe gets back with us, did you say you've been watching some Blackadder, eh?
Yeah, I've been watching Blackadder. So I finished. Hugh Laurie comes on. Is that season 3? He's on the last episode of season 2. So he's on the last
episode of season 2, and then he comes on season 3 and 4.
Yeah, so I watched. So is 3 and 4 set in the same time period, or 4 is another time jump? Each season is World War II. Okay. I guess we should explain what Blackadder is if we're going to.
I bet a lot of people here have seen Blackadder. Thank you, Bubba Doom, for the for the super chat. Says, I've been through a bad and painful marriage. No Klutzman Drek. I'm not going to be forced to eat quinoa ever again. Ever. What is that? Quinoa? What is that?
Oh, that's a type of it's like a rice kind of thing, but it doesn't taste as good as rice.
Fair enough.
It's like,
don't know what it is. Hey, Bubba Doom, thanks for the super chat, buddy, and I'm with you right there, dude. No reason you should suffer. If Mark wants to suffer, that he has already suffered. He's watched the show. He just wants to share that, throw that suffering off on everyone else. Yeah, I mean, I love this. I like the first season. Love the second season. The third season, fourth season are even better, I think. And then you got the Christmas Carol that's right up there, fantastic as well. So,
yeah. So basically, Roland Atkinson.
We can talk more about it later, though, after the show.
Yeah, but just do a couple of seconds, I guess. But it's Mr. Bean, as everyone knows. So he's playing Blackadder throughout the ages. So it's each iteration is someone in the generation, I guess, right? So he's a different kind of character each year. So yeah, so the second season is pretty cunning in the second.
After the second one, he's kind of pretty much very similar.
Very similar. Okay. The first one, he's an idiot, basically. Blithering idiot. And
then Baldrick's smarter than the first one. Then Baldrick becomes the idiot, and Blackadder's the smart one.
Yeah, Baldrick's his servant, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony Robbins, brilliant.
Yeah, this Hugh Laurie, Stephen Fry. Yeah, so I got through season. I shouldn't say got through. I got to enjoy season 2 and 3 today. Yep. So because there's only 6 episodes, right? There's only
6 each, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's the only drawback. There's so few of them, but it's one of the greatest. I mean, I've watched it so many. I've almost watched that as much as I've watched Star Trek. I mean, I've watched it so many times, and just over and over and over again. Just in fact, what was it? Just a few months back. It'd been about a year or two. You know what? Yep. I haven't watched Blackadder in a long time. I'm flipping through. I don't have good copies of it, unfortunately, like I used to. But I watched the BritBox has it, so I went on there and got to see it. And I need to get some good copies one of these days. But the thing is, I remember they used to butcher it. What's A&E? A&E used to show it and cut it up really bad. And sometimes what was the whole episode they didn't even show.
Was it censorship or was it just
yeah, oh hell yeah it was. But our PBS affiliates had it as well. And the PBS affiliates didn't butcher it, but there is one episode they didn't show in the Blackadder 3. Anyway. Jill, you there?
Yes.
Hey.
Maybe. I thought I'd be clever and get my daughter to sleep, but she's not going to sleep.
Oh, if you need to go
put some Blackadder on for her and then no, just kidding.
All right.
That wouldn't work.
Maybe put Star Trek Discovery on. That would that might give her nightmares. Strike that. No good.
I'd never expose my babies to something like that. What?
Maybe some new Disney Star Wars that might put them to sleep.
Probably.
Good night, Penny. You have a nice night.
Good night,
take
Penny.
care.
Oh, great. Good night, Penny.
Take care. So let's get to Trek because this is Trek.
Yeah,
right?
sorry.
Trek.
Yeah.
We'll
I just figured I was mentioning.
No. Yeah. I got you. Have you reviewed? Let's see, Club. Have you reviewed the Flash Gordon movie? This is Parker Luck. That has a Queen soundtrack on it. No, I've not reviewed it here, but I love it. And one of these days, I might talk. Now, what I did do a few years back, the great Mark C., who now my comic shop, my Monday Night Comic Shop show was named after. A couple of years ago, he and I did it was like the 86th anniversary of the character of Flash Gordon from his beginnings in comic strips. We did a retrospective of the character, and we did cover the movie a good bit as well. I mean, we covered the whole history of the character of Flash Gordon because we're both big fans of the character of Flash Gordon. His whole history, not just the movie, but we do like the movie. So yeah. Anyway, but who knows? Great movie. Oh yeah, LT. We should do a Blackadder discussion. Yeah, you name it, bro. You name it. Bring it on. I'm glad Mark's seeing it now. I mean, I quote it. It's right up there with the top of the things I quote most. Blackadder, and I even call people Blackadder. Stephen Fry. Bah. Anyway, all right. So what I thought I would do tonight, folks, is similar, except, all right, look, I'll just be honest with you. When I have to review a Deep Space Nine episode or a Voyager episode, I like those shows okay, but sometimes it can be a bit of a chore, or it's just something I haven't watched much. Even when it's an okay episode, it's fine, right? But we've committed to reviewing these, and we're doing them. We're having so much fun just talking about these. But tonight I'm going to just hit you with a random episode. This, of course, is still September, as I mentioned at the outset of the show, which means it's still Star Trek month, the anniversary. September, the anniversary of the beginning of Star Trek, 57 years ago. And such, I thought I would, instead of just like doing 4, we just do 3, and we're doing random. Now you don't have to, put like this. You're probably, if you're like most of us here, you don't have to do any homework. You have to review it. You don't have to have it that fresh in your mind to talk about it. And all we're gonna do is talk about the episode a little bit, and then we're gonna rate it, and then we'll go to you all like we would do on a normal night. If you have any rating you want to give the episode, anything you'd like to say about it. And this is more just informal. It doesn't have to be like our usual Saturday Night Star Trek. No homework is involved, no test. Just having a little fun talking about it. So I picked a random one, not sort of random, a great one from each season. I thought I would do it that way. One from the first season, one from the second, and one from the third. So, was anyone game with that?
Is it necessarily your favorite episode, or just one you thought was good
they're
fun
ones,
to talk about?
The ones I love. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do a great job with the first 2 seasons, but the third I might slip up a bit there.
Well, that's okay. We'll help you out. I think you'll be fine. You know your stuff. So anybody who wants to play and participate with that, I hope you will. But like I said, I understand but I think most of us here, even though some of you may have other treks you like better, I think most of you here are in tune with your knowledge of original series. So okay. So first up tonight is,
drum roll, please,
The Devil in the Dark.
Ooh.
Wow.
A masterpiece in my opinion.
Yeah.
I just adore this episode. It is of course in my top 5. Just what can you say about this episode? We don't even have to do we don't have to have, like, for example, how Raquel will read a synopsis, but basically the synopsis is Janice 6 is Janice 6, right? Am I getting the name wrong already? It's Janice 6, isn't it? Yeah, whatever. Per diem? What was the stuff they were mining? Club? You're supposed to know these things, Mark, so I don't have to.
Well, I'm going to grab my Star Trek compendium.
You have the brick, right?
Yeah. I have for the first season I have the.
Remember Raquel had the brick.
Oh, I have that too. Yeah. Let me grab that.
She used the brick. Okay, you can do that.
Yeah.
So I'm not a doctor of brick there. Per diem. Yeah.
It's a strange word. It's per diem.
Lord Thoth, no, not. It's over Belt. No, it's not over Sedge River. I just grabbed one at random, but that was great. Now, I mean, one that I think is great, but just kind of at random. I didn't pick my favorites. I picked one high up. For example, one in my first season, and the one we're gonna do in my second season are my top 5.
Well, The Devil in the Dark is my favorite.
Cheryl, that's your number 1? Oh, cool.
Yes.
Cool. Excellent. So Mark can read from the brick, as Raquel called it. Thanks, Mark. I didn't even think of that. It was
and they're not just there for the pergium. They're also there for They're also there for uranium, cerium, and platinum.
Yes. But I don't know why I didn't want to pick one of this is number 4 on my list. Devil in the Dark. I just checked my list again. It's number 4 on my list. But I love Sitting on the Edge River, Balance of Terra. Sitting on the Edge of Forever is number 2 on my list. So, yeah. Let's see. We're revamping.
I won't be revealing my top 10 until I finish reviewing, and then I'm going to have a show.
Oh, of course. A couple years back, Raquel and I, we did our top 25, and we didn't.
Yeah, I remember. I love that episode. That was a good one.
Hey, Lasher, I didn't see you coming. Is it Lasher or Lasher? Lasher? Hello, Lasher. Welcome. I have Balance of Terra at number 6, so it came close to my top. I love About Time. Good.
Oh, just one of my favorite McCoy quotes in there. It's really great.
Oh, yeah.
Balance of Terror.
Balance of Terror? Which one? What's what? This was special edition of Devil in the Dark is a disaster.
Oh, which quote?
Yeah.
Okay, so something about there's a mathematical probability of millions of Earth-type planets, and in all the universe, 3 million galaxies like this. And in all of that, perhaps more, only one of each of us. Don't destroy the one named Kirk.
Don't destroy the one named Kirk. Wow. Should have figured that would be your favorite. Oh, well, Lasher, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. You got it? I don't mean you make you have to go off and grab that.
No, actually, I had it there. I was trying to look for the block text. We've already read from the block text before, so let me get the Star Trek compendium.
I read from it again on my channel. I can read from it again all the time. It's a good text.
Okay. Let me show just a cover of the book. So I'm going to take your overlay off for just a smidgen. Oh, so this is to stay copyright compliant.
That's okay. I have the blue version, the first one. Alan Ashman. That's a great book.
Alan Ashman, yep. And there's my Devil in the Dark, one of the greatest action figure dioramas. So
No Kill Eye.
No Kill Eye. Yep.
I need that.
So let me read Devil in the Dark. So that's what episode is in the first season?
Number?
Yes.
I don't know. Episode numbers.
I'm forgetting.
Does it matter?
Well, I'm looking up in the book.
This is supposed to be a casual show. We don't need all that.
Yeah, but
Jesus Christ.
Was it later in the season? Was it? I think it was. Someone will tell me.
Toward the end.
That was towards the end, yeah.
Or middle. Well, I can't believe
you should. I should know the number. I'm looking at
number people. You and
no, because I'm in the book. It's in the book in order, so I'm trying to find.
Oh, well,
I'll find the page with the
at 25 according to Shooter.
This book has it as 26, but I guess it.
Wow.
Yeah. Bubba doing the print turned out really good. Thank you. Yep. So let me read the
Russia 26
synopsis.
Yeah.
That's
them beside the head of anybody who cares what episode number this is, by the way.
Yeah, well, that was part of the game too, if we guess the episode number, but yeah. So this is written by Gene L. Kuhn, director Joseph Peavney, and stardate 3196.1. The Peregrine miners on planet Janus 6 are being killed by an unknown creature that can burrow through stone. Chief mining engineer Vandenberg summons the Enterprise to assist in locating and killing the monster. When the creature steals a vital part of the PKX reactor, which regulates the mining colony's life support functions, Spock realizes they are dealing with an intelligent life form. After Kirk wounds the entity, Spock performs a Vulcan mind meld. He learns that the creature, which calls itself a Horta, is killing only to prevent the destructions of its thousands of silicone eggs. McCoy, using construction materials, heals the wounded Horta. The miners attack with the intention of killing the creature, but they learn that she is only a defensive mother, and they've been killing her unborn children. They calm down. Vandenberg and his people agree to form a symbiotic relationship with the Horta. The freshly batched children will dig the Peregrine, while the miners will sit back and become rich. So that's the synopsis from
Rich.
This was this book. I just love that Star Trek Companion, that original one. That was really the only game in town back then.
Oh man, I love it. You're right. I'm with you.
And that's what we based all our knowledge on Star Trek on. Of course, magazines and books, but we can talk about it a little bit. And I can read maybe one or two paragraphs from the from the book. Yeah.
This was, I remember Shatner telling a story about this. Was when he was his father had just passed away when this episode was made. He had just gone to the funeral. He had flown back to start refilming the episode and stuff like that, and he was feeling kind of weird or something. And one of those scenes where Nimoy is getting really into it, going pain, all this kind of crap, when he is in contact and in mental contact with the Horta, Shatner yelled at him, "Somebody get that man an aspirin." And Nimoy was pissed at him. It's like, wow, dude. But yes, it is.
Yeah, that was really great of Shatner. He didn't want to shut down production, even though they offered to.
Right. Yeah. Kept going, and this episode is quintessential Star Trek. This is one of those ones that is the reason we love Star Trek in the first place, because at the time, obviously, real science fiction writers like this knew what they were doing. At the time, most science fiction that was, in theaters or even on television, if there was a big ugly monster, that's it. It was bad, and it was trying to eat you, and it was just the way it worked. And it was killing people, but just at its core, this is a being, an intelligent being that can be reasoned with, and basically it's an early lesson that we get that you can't judge a book by its cover. That you certainly can't judge anything by its appearance. And at that time, this was not this kind of intelligent science fiction. It was being done in some cases. Obviously, we've been reviewing Tales of Tomorrow, but a show that predates it by well over a decade, and of course Twilight Zone and Outer Limits, but not very often, and certainly not with a ship. A show that has ship that had ray guns and all that kind of stuff. It was being done in black and white on Twilight Zone and Outer Limits, but it wasn't being done at a big colorful space show. And that's one of the things that makes it even more remarkable. This being the Kirk's decision to speak to it and to communicate, and as when he looked like he was hell-bent on destroying it. And I love Spock's reaction, who was the one in the first place that wanted to talk to the creature. But once in danger, he thought Kirk was in danger. That went out the window, and he's ready to destroy this thing. And Kirk was the one to take the intelligent approach, the Star Trek approach to it. And it's just the incredible intelligence and thoughtfulness of this episode. It distinguishes it amongst, I don't know. And it's 1966. So that kind of thing just was still, like I said, a bit revolutionary, I say, at the time.
Definitely. And this is the first time that Spock is able to mind meld with non-humanoid in Star Trek.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
True. Absolutely. Which means you don't really have to have a face for a Vulcan to mind meld with you.
Well, I'm sure there was something there somewhere.
You don't have no face, though. He doesn't have a face. So, yeah, you can. It's all, But there has to be physical contact, of course.
Well, actually, at first, he didn't touch it to get a mind meld. He had to touch the Horta in order to actually get the information.
To get more deep contact or communications. Yes. So, what can you say? I mean, just episode is just one of the most beautiful things in all of Star Trek.
Yeah, and it encapsulates, like you said, IDIC, and then that's why I really don't like the man trap as much. And of course, that's when very early on, I think it was episode number 6.
I don't either. I don't like
production code, because then they kill the creature, and they don't try anything else, and that's more of the Star Trek way would be, as an ultimate last resort. It doesn't mean you can't take a life or protect yourself either, but last resort. So Kirk has that notion in that great scene, and of course, the makeup in this too, the creature effects are just really, really well done too. So that's part of it. And I remember reading about the the actor that was in that suit basically on the ground and scurrying around, and CGI wouldn't have worked for CGI. I think would have been much less effective. And God, it's just such a brilliant. And Spock wants to shoot it too, right? Initially, so
well, yeah, because he thinks Kirk's in danger.
Danger, yeah, and he tells him to stop. And that's just one of the great.
Captain,
I think
kill it.
I'm trying to think of a more definitive episode in terms of it's later in the first season, but it encapsulates really what Star Trek is all about. Let me read another paragraph from that book. So it says the last Outer Limits episode produced what was called the Probe, concerned an alien space probe that landed on Earth. The script called for an overgrown microorganism that was designed and built by artist Janos Proshoka, an expert in makeup and costume effects. Proshoka had done work for Star Trek before he visited the office of producer-writer Gene L. Kuhn. Upon seeing the monster suit, Kuhn wrote, "The Devil in the Dark," which Proshoka, and I hope I'm saying his name right, probably not, but created the Hoarder. The Outer Limits costume had the suggestion of a head and limbs. The Hoarder was constructed without such details and allowed Proshoka to move more freely than he could in his earlier creation. Although the script progressed from first to final draft in only 3 days, The Devil in the Dark is one of the most intriguing and important episodes of Star Trek. Trek repeatedly explored the problem of prejudice and how we will deal with it when we venture into the space. Xenophobia, the fear of different life forms, Trek tells us, will only be a thing of the past in the Enterprise era, at least applying to creatures with recognizable intelligence and technology. Suppose, however, a definitively hostile and dangerous life form is discovered. If its chemical structure and physical shape are sufficiently different from ours, would anyone, including Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock, care whether the entity's actions were rational, or would it be treated as a monster, hunted down and destroyed without any attempt to communicate with it? Here, then they go into the man trap. We've already been seeing the bipedal assault vampire, the man trap, treated in that manner. Like that creature, the Hoarder kills during the course of this episode, and despite evidence that it possesses intelligence, no one questions its motivations. Even Mr. Spock, who has a hatred for violence and an expert's idea of how it feels to be different and unaccepted, has a surprising initial reaction as Kirk tells him he is alone with the creature. "Kill it, Captain," he shouts. "Kill it quickly." Here it is Kirk who makes the decision to give the creature the benefit of the doubt. When the Vulcan sees that his friend and commander is not in danger, he agrees to the terrible personal lowering of mental barriers and communicates with the Hoarder. The dramatic device of the Vulcan mind meld, devised to allow Spock to perform hypnosis and dagger the mind, is transformed in this encounter with the Hoarder into one of the most magical attributes of the Vulcan, the ability to converse with and understand any life form he can trust and touch. This is the Vulcan credo of infinite diversity and infinite combinations in its first true appearance, which sets the stage for another magical episode, Metamorphosis, also written by Gene Kuhn.
Yeah. Michael Beacom, good to see you, buddy. Shout out to you and Cassandra.
Yes. Hello, Michael Beacom.
Hello, and thank you, Hungry Boy.
I'm trying to agree completely with everything you're reading, because it's just really, really good. Spock is explaining the Hoarder's knowledge, and it's just incredible. I think when I reviewed this, I put half the script into my review.
Yeah, can't blame you.
Yeah, it's so brilliant. Yeah, it's just so well. And that compendium that's some there's a couple paragraphs left, but that summarizes so well the episode and hits it. It's there's not a lot for each episode, but it really nails it. And some of those later, like the Voyager compendium I'm reading now, doesn't give you that analysis, which I love in this compendium. They give you the synopsis and then the analysis, but some of the later books, it's just the synopsis. Like, well, give us your opinion on them.
Das Wolfen. Hey, yeah, Alan Asherman did a great book. Man, I remember the book you had. Like I said, mine was Blue. I got it back in 1981 or 2, I think. The B. Dalton books, and man, I love this. We both talked about it with the concordance, but there's a lot more in the compendium.
Yeah. It doesn't have that cool cover, but
back then it was tough to get a good Star Trek book.
Yeah, there wasn't much. There was the Making of Star Trek with Roddenberry and Whitman, which I had that, but yeah, there wasn't
making of. Yeah,
right,
there was making of Star Trek.
The making of
and World of Star
there
Trek.
Wasn't
much, and that compendium is the best.
Yeah. I always say her name wrong. Trimble.
Bijou Trimble. Yeah.
Bijou Trimble. Starship Enterprise. Yeah. What was But that was a 70s book too, I guess.
Her was the Concordance. Yeah.
But then she had one. Yeah, but then she also had a book on the good Starship Enterprise.
The good ship Starship.
Good. Yeah,
good ship Enterprise.
Was that 70s too, or was that much later?
I think that was 80s, but don't quote me on that.
It was late. Yeah, it was later then. Okay, it wasn't 70s. Yeah,
could be. I'm not 100% sure, so it could be. I mean, back
1983.
then,
no, you're right. 1983. Yep. So it was a much later book. Yeah.
Okay. Back then, you had when the Concordance came out. Before it came out in the book form that you and I have with that spin wheel thingy, it was actually spiral bound, and later they did it as a book. But then, other than that, there was a technical manual, which I still have somewhere. The Star Trek technical manual. There was that. Then there were a few novels, and then there was the Best of Trek, because these Trek fanzines are compiled into book form. And I used to buy those just because they were short stories. They were really fan stories, but
Yeah.
And then we got the occasional novel, but other than that, then you have that compendium there, World of Star Trek, like you said, that was a David Gerald one, I think, the World of Star Trek. And it was making up, but there still wasn't a lot. I mean, there was some things.
Yeah.
But, you were craving. I always wanted more.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot. Now there's a ton of Star Trek books. Thankfully.
Well, right before Trek 3 came out, 2 weeks before it came, 3 weeks when it came out. David Gerald, they reprinted this book in a different format, in World of Star Trek, and he added synopsis. There was a synopsis for Star Trek 3 in there before the movie came out, and nobody knew what was going to, what was going to happen.
Well, Spock was coming back. Yeah,
but you could read it if you want to know what it's in that book. I remember that we were all like, oh man, I can know everything that happens in the movie if I read this. Oh shit! And we're like, I think I did too. I did it. I couldn't wait.
Well, that after
3 weeks.
Well, after Star Trek 2, they redid the ending of Star Trek 2, so that you were left with a more hopeful ending, so that they knew that the inference was there that Spock was coming back, but you didn't know. But they added that scene in the very end with the the torpedo landing, and redid that, and they also the voiceover was added with Nimoy.
I would like
reading.
To hear everybody's stories of seeing that for the first time and being nervous about Spock, because for me, I just had to put in the next DVD.
It was weird. It was a weird thing walking out of the Wrath of Khan, and all those years between it, wondering what was going to happen. Were weird because at the time they didn't write. I don't think they wrote any novels that took place, that talked about it. But DC Comics, did a comic that they had a comic going on between the time of Trek 2 and Trek 3. They did not adapt Trek 2 as a excuse me, as a movie though, but they did do a comic. And for a while there, it was without Spock. It had Savick instead, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But and then it was funny. At the end, when they brought Spock back at the end of Trek 3, the DC comic, the Enterprise was gone, so Spock was back. They gave them the Excelsior, and Savick was part of the crew, and Spock. And so for a couple of years, the comic had the crew running around in the Excelsior, and they did a Mirror story and everything.
Yep.
And then
does that explain how Sulu got command?
They didn't explain much of anything, because then when Trek 4 came out, hey Victor Fontaine, good to see you. When Trek 4 came out, they kind of just restarted the whole thing. And just started from scratch and let it be on the Enterprise. So it was weird. They renumbered everything, and then they had a TNG comic, and
that does sound weird. But I want to read all that stuff.
It is kind of fun. I stopped buying some of those because the art was not really all that great. So, but that's just me.
Oh, here's a good quote from Arthur C. Clarke that I found. He remarked in 1995 that of the original series, the only episode he could recall was this one, stating that it impressed me because it presented the idea, unusual in science fiction then and now, that something weird, even dangerous, need not be malevolent. This is a lesson that many of today's politicians have yet to learn. So, and this episode, I think you could watch as with quote unquote a normie or someone who hasn't watched Star Trek, but I think it's would be very very enjoyable as a standalone episode like these these all are, but I think it's an intriguing enough of a story that it's just so well done.
Yes, okay, so this is Ava's drawing of SpongeBob.
Oh wow,
this is
SpongeBob. Oh,
yeah,
I want to see SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Cool. Don't worry about it, Joe.
She probably thought she was muted. Yeah.
Guys, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
No, it's all good. Yeah, that's fun. It's fun here.
This
yeah,
is casual night Star Trek.
We're not on network TV. The network's not going to cancel us.
We're not on the clock tonight. It's casual. Just hang out Star Trek stuff. Don't worry. So,
NBC's not going to show up and start taking away our chairs and mics, right? As we're broadcasting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right on, Buck Rogers. Is that an auto baby? So so Jill, do you have any any final
I deal with
words?
my little
okay
children. Yes. Yeah. Final
Are they devils in the dark?
I
I
have my little devils in the dark over here.
Oh,
well, I love this episode. Precisely, Arthur C. Clarke said it for me, because that's you think you get this creature.
She wants to talk about Devil in the Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, because you definitely at first think that the creature is monster, but of course we turn out to be the monster, and the creature is just so intelligent. She's the only lady in this episode, so she is of course the queen of the episode. So instead of just seeing it more like like you were saying, when you see a creature that is not like you, do you treat it differently instead of learning how to communicate with it like we do in this episode? And that book that you read did a great job talking about the standoff with Kirk and also Spock communicating. But the only thing it was missing, of course, was that's why I love this episode, because it brings the whole trio working together. And McCoy has his absolute favorite moment for McCoy in this episode, where he has to operate on this new type of light. Yeah. And since it's silicon based, he makes this joke. He makes this joke that he's not a bricklayer, but in fact, that's exactly what he does.
Yeah.
And he rocks it so well. The humor, he has more than one funny line in this episode.
Well, give me about 60 seconds and we'll have that clip, because I'm clipping it right now.
Good, of course.
Because you got to have that one to play. Yeah.
Well, sure.
And so that's the first. Well, of course, in Corbinite Maneuver, he says something similar, like, what am I, a starship? What's the line? A starship ferry service or something? I'm trying to remember now.
What am I, a doctor or a moon shuttle conductor?
Thank you. There we go. See, your Garbaggio memory is much better than mine. Yeah.
Papa Palpatine's Pizza Padawan. I like that.
Yeah, he was wondering if he's talking to himself. We have
if I jumped every time I light when I'm here, I'm talking to myself.
It's just a beautiful story of cooperation with the miners and the Horda. When it definitely seemed like the miners were turning into like a mob, but it turned out all right.
Well, yeah, exactly. You think they're the angry mob, in Frankenstein movie, the villagers with the torches and the pickaxes coming to hurt the creature, hurt the monster. But then they actually realize that in the end, that's the other nice, charming part. I mean, yes, a lot of people did get hurt and killed, and but it was just the mom defending defending. So the miners actually, in the end, there's some cute lines there where they're talking about, now we're just getting rich, and they're making a ton of money, off of these creatures that they were so scared of too. So
and what was a nightmare turns into this symbiotic relationship. And I like that the more they work together, the more they can communicate. And so I like to imagine what it'll be like later when we check back on this planet, and how much better they communicate with each other than in this episode.
So at the end they say, we've already hit huge new Paragem deposits. I'm afraid to tell how much gold and platinum and rare earths we've uncovered. I'm delighted to hear that, Chief.
I think how that book explains it, how they'll get rich, is kind of funny, because what does the hoarder get out of this? So maybe they will figure out a way to give back what the hoarder has given and done for them.
Oh
yeah.
I just wish it
are going to be embarrassingly rich.
I know it's silly, but it would be kind of funny, like if later, like in a TNG or a DS9 or some episode, they would have just showed a hoarder for a second, because they're like part of the Federation now, and hoarders have been mentioned to be like Gerald has mentioned how they've been in starships and stuff.
Oh, right, in Spock's world.
In Starfleet,
Isn't there a hoarder serving aboard a ship?
Yeah, it's been mentioned a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's been in comics, they've done it, showed it in a comic or two, but...
and good night to Dave G. Sound.
Oh, is he here? Is he here? Oh, I didn't know he was even here. I didn't see Dave G. Sound. I didn't see you pop in, dude, but good to see you, and good night. So... I'm sorry, I missed him. An answer to let's see here. Parker's question, Clobby, how old were you when you saw Star Trek for the first time? Well, when I was very, very young, back I think in the 60s or so, I caught a clip or two here and there on TV once in a while, but I never really got a chance to see it much in syndication throughout the 70s as a young kid. So I actually came to Star Trek very late, if you call 15 years old very late, because I got to see first time I really got to go, got excited about it was I kept seeing ads for the motion picture, and I got the comic book adaptation of Star Trek the motion picture. Then in '79 I went to see it, and of course over and over again. That's what really made me a true fanatic for the show. And this so happens that right when that came out, we started getting it in syndication where I live, and I was able to record it off the brand new, big, ridiculously expensive VCR we had, and watching it over and over again. So I came late to the party at the age of 15, really, which is a shame.
I saw it much earlier.
No.
Wow, the new.
Yeah. I'm even later, and I didn't get smart until I was 19.
Well, a lot of people start early on late stuff.
Wow.
Everyone
late bloomer, Joe.
There's some stuff I started early on, but there's always gonna be something you start late on. I'm back, that happens. No, as long as you got there. Like I said, 15. I mean, if I'd had a chance to see it before that, I would have. We just didn't get it in syndication that much. And at the time, if I did have two brothers to fight with for the TV, but I got to see Lost in Space as a kid and Batman and things like that. I loved all of those, of course. But
well, my first episode, I think, was that I can really remember was Arena, and I remember watching it at my grandmother's house in the early 70s or mid 70s. So it's probably like 7 or 8, I think, when I started watching it, and it was on reruns on well, of course it was all reruns, but Channel 11 in New York, I think that's probably where I saw it, and it was on Saturdays too. They had it on during Saturdays, so I just remember watching it, that Arena episode. Wow, that really made an impression on a young skull full of mush. So around that time, yeah.
Well, let's finish up on this one then. So
well, let me just I got to talk about the end of the episode too, which you've got that great comedic line there too. So and the hoarder said she found let's see, where's the line here? They found us human appearance not quite good, not quite that appealing. She found human appearance revolting, but she thought she could get used to it. Oh, did she? Tell me, did she happen to make any comment of those years? Not specifically, but I did get the distinct impression she found them the most attractive human characteristic of all.
I didn't have the heart to tell her that I'm not you.
Yeah.
She really liked those ears.
She really liked those ears?
Yeah. Really, Captain, my modesty. Yeah. So I suspect you're becoming more and more human all the time. Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted. But I mean, just that classic, you get that classic little blip of humor at the end, digging, running into the digs into Spock, but it's all good natured humor. Like, we all make fun of our best friends, quote unquote, the people the best, you can make fun of the most, and they're not going to get insulted. So I just love the way that episode ends, and it's one you could just put in and watch over and over, and if you want to watch a good episode, it's always on that top list there.
Agreed. So Jill, what is your rating?
This is a A+, all the pluses for this one.
Agreed. A+, plus, two, A, infinity of the pluses for me as well. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, it's an A triple plus. Yep.
Yeah, triple. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. If I had to, it's obviously in my top 10, maybe my top 5. I don't have my list handy, but it's one of those episodes. If I had to go to a desert island, I can only bring 5 Star Trek episodes with me. That would be be one of them.
It's my number 4. I love it. So yeah, same deal there. So that's excellent. Now, my friends, again, it's more casual than a normal Saturday night. However, if any of you would like to give a rating and even say a few words about The Devil in the Dark, feel free.
Let me get that clip ready to upload too.
Oh, I thought you had the clip. That's why I moved this.
Yeah. Well, I'm exporting it right now. Yep.
Oh, okay.
The engineer is engineering. Yep.
Cool. While they're doing that, let's see if anyone has anything. Let's see here. Like I said, you could just put a rating, or you could say something. Let's see. Hey, Claude Salling, what's up? What's up, sir? Good to see you.
Hey, Claude.
Good to see you there. That's true. Good point. Fiona, it's the first time he says I'm a doctor, not a. Yeah. Have I missed anybody? You can put a rating in. You can, like I say, if you want to say words about it, everybody, you can.
Yeah, and don't forget all the cool engineering that Scotty has to do in this episode. Having to make a makeshift pump. That's not going to last very long, but it gives them some time.
Yes. Yeah. It's casual. Oh, let's see. Where are you? Bob. Mm-hmm. Did I miss any?
Here we go.
I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer.
You're a healer. There's a patient.
It's just encapsulates those characters so well in just 2 seconds.
Remember, you left off that you're a healer. There's a patient. That's an order.
I'm trying to keep him as short as possible so we don't get Zapola'd.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see what everyone's saying here. Hungry Boy said, A, bazillions of pluses. A lot of pluses. Yes, indeed. I'm with you there, buddy. Admiral says, A+ for the original, A, D for the special edition, a total fail on the monster. I guess I have to go back and watch. I've watched it.
They redid the monster? I thought they.
I don't know. I have to go back and look at it. I don't know. Well, I'll take a look. I watch it all the time on the remastered. I don't know.
I think they changed how the monster affects objects. You know how it gets through. It tunnels through objects with its acid.
They redid that.
So they redid the effects for all of that.
Really?
Gotcha.
Huh. Hey, Joe Dog, what's up? Good to see you.
They also upgrade the matte painting that you see to give you a sense of the world on the mining planet. And they adhere to what the original painting looks like, but of course the original painting is more beautiful.
Huh. Let's see. Michael Bingham says A. J.T. Kirk says A plus X infinity plus 1,000. I'm right there with you, buddy. Rob Altus says A plus for me. Yes, indeed, sir. Sandra Feliciano says A. I like the demonstration of Starfleet's ideals. Don't judge by someone's appearance. Finding out motivations is critical to understanding others. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Right there with you. Thank you so much, Sandra. Let's see. Didn't say stored up.
This episode also gives us the Phaser 2.
Phaser 2. First one with the Phaser 2. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Lasher says an A rating. Thank you, Lasher. So make sure that. Oh. Fiona says it's where Star Trek's enduring theme of understanding through communication really started. Setups in this episode were fantastic. The eggs, signs of intelligence. The script went through several rewrites, but the main storyline to always maintains the heart of the episode. I'm glad they changed the universal translator to the Vulcan mind meld. Really helps.
I agree so much, and I love all of the science that Spock needs to do in this episode. In terms of learning how to stand for Silicon Life.
Yes, indeed. I think she has a third one, but I haven't seen it yet. Fiona has the third one. If you see that one, let me know.
I don't see the third one.
Maybe she didn't finish it yet. Because that was Mind Meld really helps. That was 2 of 3. Oh, there we go. All right. Helps characterize Spock, and you get to see regular Federation guys just going to work. Ironic that the Hoarders actually did take the jobs of the mob, but it all worked out. A++. Thank you, Fiona. Absolutely, ishness. Phantom Outsider says it's obviously an A-. A-. So, okay. The strange thing is the Hoarder was able to take a key component out of the environmental system, and the component was relatively unharmed. But how did it grab it? It has ways. I can believe it. I can buy into it. Parker Luck. What's that? Matt Bird says A infinite plus. What I love about this episode is how it's cool that a creature interaction knows how we can learn if we take the time to understand each other. Indeed-ishness, my friend. Absolutely. Raven Feliciano says A+++++. Yes, sir. Let's see. Now, do we think that
Palpatine says also they do not automatically destroy the creatures. That's true, and the only reason they have to set it to kill is because it has this shielding over its body so that the stun has no effect.
Right.
So kill is still not killing it.
Indeedishness, absolutely. Oh, he said just A, no minus. That separator always messes me up, dude. Yeah. Your fault. So, okay, I think I'm going once. We're going twice. Those are our reviews. Are we ready to move to our second season episode? Our surprise second season episode. Ooh, you're going to be so surprised. Woo! Are we ready?
We're ready.
Yeah, ready.
All right. Our second season episode for the night, folks, is, to shock no one, The Doomsday Machine, written by Norman Spinrad. Another classic. And Mark has, and I didn't do it just because Mark has also has one of those on his desk as well. I planned it all along. I mean, to note, Doomsday Machine is number 5 in my top 5. I love it.
Picked that just for me, didn't you?
Yeah, no, actually I didn't. Well, I mean, I just thought.
Oh, you can make me feel better.
I wanted to make it kind of random in the sense that just I'd have been too obvious to do my favorite, but I mean 5. Yeah. I mean, how you can't get much higher than 5, only 4 ahead of it. So.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Mirror Mirror too.
Yeah, Mirror Mirror is my all-time favorite episode. But
well, in reality, I did send Mike $5 on Venmo before the show started to do this episode.
Just to clear it up, my 5 on down is my number 5 is Doomsday Machine. My number 4 is Devil in the Dark. My number 3 is Amok Time. My number 2 is City on the Edge Forever. And my number 1 is Mirror Mirror. So, I mean, how do you? They're all so great. It's killer. My numbers, my number 6 through 10 ain't so bad either. In fact, they're all incredible. So you don't get to me. You don't even get close to not. You don't even get close to just so until you get into the 30s, really. So my whole top 25, I love. But,
yeah, there's nothing but it's like it's just kind of, rating them. They're just so close. Some of those, right? I mean, it's just the. It'd be like picking between, your favorite kid, I guess, when you shouldn't have a favorite kid. It's
right. Adrian James, hey there. You're exactly right. It's just real tough to pick. It is so tough to pick there. So look, I'm getting in trouble for it being number 5. I mean, hey man, look, if it's your favorite episode, I don't blame you. I respect that. I mean, let me tell you something. I don't love when it comes to this kind of list. I don't love number 3 that much more than I love 5. I mean, I do it for the ranking. I mean, I love them pretty much on the same level. Just I don't love number 12 that much more than I love number 20. You know what I mean? I'm like, they're still. If it's in my top 25, I love the episode. Love it.
Yeah. Bobby talks about Star Trek episodes like they're his children.
They are my children. They're everybody's children, but they're mine as well. And I'm looking at my whole top 25 right now. I just adore these episodes, and it just kills me to leave anything. It killed me to leave some of them out of the top 25. Every time I make the list, I shuffle them around a little bit. I go, no, maybe it's that. No, it's killer. Anyway, the Doomsday Machine by Norman Spinrad, just a masterpiece of television drama on the likes of which rarely has been touched. Certainly, when it comes into Star Trek. If I were one of those making a list of top Star Trek episodes, mixing all the Treks, like you had to mix it. Hey, Dad Man walking. What's up, buddy?
Dad Man.
I admit that my list would probably still all be, almost all be TOS. I admit it. And this one would probably not go down an inch. I mean, this is greater than anything ever done. In my opinion, the entire top 10 of the original series is better than anything done on any of the other shows. That's just me. And I like a lot of the things done on the other shows. Don't get me wrong. I like the other shows. Michael Beacom, thank you for that super chat, buddy. You're too kind. I appreciate you. He said, what's your favorite, best episode of Trek? Is the classic con room argument starter? No, it is. It is an argument starter. And you know what? I got to be honest with you. I don't think it should be an argument starter more than a conversation starter. An argument, because somehow your favorite, that's just your favorite. You can't help it why you love it. My favorite episode is Mirror Mirror, but I don't think it's greater than the City on the Edge Forever. It's probably in context, it's probably not greater than that at all. It's probably not greater than the Doomsday Machine, to be honest with you, or Mock Time. But somehow, some way, that episode I don't know what it is. It's in my heart and soul that way. But do I love it that much better than a Mock Time? Not really. I mean, that's how great this show is. That's how I'm sorry.
One you just love to watch more often than the other one.
That's why for me personally, there's some really fine episodes of TNG, even DS9, even Voyager, and I like Enterprise more than I like some of those other shows. Great episodes of all of those shows. None of them hold a candle to anything in that top 10, top 20 of the original series for me. That's just me. Even the best of them, some of the really best of those other shows, they're good. They're really good. Just for me though, there's something about the original series that you just can't touch it. Nothing can touch it for me. But anyway, let's talk about something that is just wow. This is probably, along with like a Sit on the Edge Forever and a Mock Time, probably largely agreed with both. Most people would say it belongs in the top 2 or 3 of everybody's lists.
Yeah.
So I can understand why people say 5. That's a little out there, because it is going to be on most people's top list. I'm sure you got it somewhere on yours high. I know both of you. So I'll start with Jill. What do you think? Is it anywhere close to high up on your list? And what do you think of the Doomsday Machine?
I love Doomsday Machine. I know I gave it a name, and I think it's very good because we get kind of a, well, it talks about the hydrogen bomb without preaching, and it just shines so much. Especially, it has the most incredible guest actor with William Wyndham. He's really great. He's really good at going off the rails. And I never knew until I really looked deep into this episode just that he was actually overacting a bit on purpose, but it works perfectly. And I love this. I love getting to see everybody doing their jobs. I love the amount of engineering in this episode. This is the first one where we get to hear Scotty being called a miracle worker. And Kirk also tells him, you've earned your pay for the week. Yeah. So he goes from problem to problem, and
we can't break loose. We need more power.
And
the engineer can have fun with this episode. I wish I had more clips from this one. I just have a few.
The only thing this is missing is Nichelle Nichols, but I love it.
Yeah, she had to be on shore leave or something, I guess, because it was something to do. She was off working. I forgot exactly what they say that she was doing, but she was that was around that time she was thinking of leaving the show or whatever, but she didn't. Thankfully, you're right. So yeah, she couldn't be everywhere. She was usually on that bridge though. I can think of like 2 episodes maybe. Where she
I
was on the bridge.
Really love when Kirk tries to tell Decker how valuable his life is, and that he's worth.
We're stronger with you without you. We need you. Yeah. What a performance.
The music.
Oh man. I'm sure that
it's great.
John, even though John Williams, who did a lot of TV music, didn't do this, I'm sure he kind of was watching this one night when he was thinking of writing up his score for Jaws. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just
That's possible. I could see where you're saying that.
It could have. You never know. Star Trek was a syndication back at that point. I'm just kidding. Well, who knows? Yeah, well, I love it. Mark, I know you like it a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I like it a little bit. So I keep printing Doomsday Machines. I'll show mine in a second again, but
yes,
one of the ones again. But yeah, it's just it's it's another take on the Moby Dick story, but it's just such a well done one. And of course, Scotty gets some fantastic moments, and Kirk as well too. You see what a fearless guy Kirk is, or maybe he's scared. He's just not showing it. But I'm not going back over the Constellation to get that thing moving again. So that's the other thing too. That's what sets him apart from everyone else. He's willing to risk his life, and then the performances and all the performances are amazing. And Matt Decker's the actor. I just forgot his name again.
William Wyndham.
But Wyndham, thank you. Yeah, he's just so phenomenal in that episode. I heard it affected him for quite a bit. That episode was so emotional for him. And of course the line where, "Don't you think I know that? Don't you think I know that?"
It was not anymore. They said there's no devil, Jim, but there is. Right out of hell, I saw it.
Yeah,
he was incredible.
He was incredible. Yeah. So why don't I read the synopsis for this episode
Go for it.
From the Star Trek Compendium by Alan Asherman. This is copyright compliant. Stardate 4202.9. Investigating the destruction of several planetary systems, the Enterprise discovers the crippled starship USS Constellation. Commodore Matthew Decker, the Constellation's captain, is in a state of shock, the only person left aboard the vessel. With the ship severely damaged, Decker has transported his entire crew down to a planet since destroyed by the gigantic destructive Berserker, a planet-killing weapon constructed by a long-dead alien race. When Kirk and party stay aboard to repair the Constellation's engines and weapon system, Decker is beamed back to the Enterprise with McCoy. The guilt-ridden Decker takes command of the Enterprise and attempts to use the starship to confront and destroy the planet killer. Kirk contacts the Enterprise and enables Spock to take command away from Decker. That's a fantastic scene. I love that scene. The Commodore steals the shuttlecraft and launches himself into the planet killer. Decker dies, but his strategy inspires Kirk to rig a self-destruct switch on the Constellation and send the damaged ship into the huge alien device. A transporter malfunction almost prevents Kirk from escaping to the Constellation in time, just before the ship's exploding engines destroy the Doomsday Machine's destructive power forever. So that's the synopsis of the episode, and I can later, for talk about, I can read a couple of the behind the scenes
super chat
scenes.
real quick.
Super chat, yep.
RRTNZ, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. You're too kind. Says Amok Time equal best TOS episode. No argument there. It's my number 3. I love it. So if it's your number 1, it's a great choice. Makes alien culture, sexuality, and relationship feel authentic.
Feel probably, yeah.
E. Spock's advice to Stan. Stan, she is yours. After a time, you may find that having is not so pleasing a thing as wanting. It is not logical, but it is often true. Best fight, music, submitted Spock and Kirk's bond. Yeah, it's a masterpiece. A masterpiece. I love it, sir.
I love it too.
Great
And
stuff.
actually, the best thing that I found out about Amok Time is, for whatever reason, Paramount lets you play longer clips of that episode than any other episode.
Really?
And so I can play Spock saying that entire quote, and I don't get a claim.
Nice. Wow. Cool. Wow.
Yep.
The fight song too.
Wow. Cool.
I can read another couple of paragraphs. Yeah. The Doomsday Machine combines elements of horror, obsession, guilt, and suspense to produce a well-executed episode that never slows down. Commodore Matt Decker is a man very similar to Captain Kirk, but he's made a terrible error. In choosing to beam his crew to safety instead of keeping them aboard ship, Decker must live with the terrible knowledge that caused their deaths. In holding himself responsible, Decker acquires a death wish so strong he doesn't even suspect he's trying to repeat the pattern with the Enterprise and Kirk's crew. The Matt Decker we see during this episode is an approximation of what Kirk would become if he ever made a similar error. As Decker's starship log plays back, we hear the calm and authoritative voice of a born leader, and can therefore appreciate the full horror felt by Kirk when he sees his old friend amid the ruins of the Constellation.
Yeah.
Let's see. William Wyndham's. I'll skip a few paragraphs here. William Wyndham's portrayal of Commodore Decker is one of the finest performances in the series. He ably conveys a sympathetic individual who's lost everything he ever deemed important. But Wyndham's Decker is also an antagonistic person. To degrade Spock, Decker permits the Vulcan to speak to Kirk at the command chair intercom, beckoning Spock down to the lower portion of the bridge as though he were an unruly student. We share McCoy's urge to confine him to sickbay. Kirk's escape from the Constellation is one of the classic cliffhangers in the series, well aided by the music of Sol Kaplan. Writer Norman Spinrad's first science fiction novel, The Solarians, was published in 1966. His best-known novels are Bugjack Byron and Children of Fortune. Let's see. A bit of artistic license was taken as the shuttlecraft entered the maw of the planet killer. If this sequence had been done true to proportion, the shuttle would have been too small to be clearly seen. Instead, it was made to appear almost as large as a starship for that one scene. The auxiliary control room on the Constellation is simply a redress of the Enterprise briefing room. Due to the large number of opticals necessary for this episode, there was no budget to create any new sets. Let's see. Then they have bloopers or mistakes. They said black trim is missing from the V-neck in Kirk's wraparound tunic. It's the only time the garment appears without it. Also lost for one brief line of dialogue. 30 seconds later, poof, is Scotty's Scottish brogue. William Wyndham has starred in 3 television series. Let's see, anything we would know there? Nothing that we probably recognize. But he's also seen in segments of The Twilight Zone, Night Gallery, Tearing Down Raleigh's Bar, The Invaders, and Thriller. But that's just one of the all-time great episodes.
He did a lot of guest shots on a lot of shows and stuff like that. Yeah. Did you know he made a Star Trek fan film where he it was one of these dopey Star Trek fan films where Decker was alive in some other universe. He'd been transported to it. He's like really, really old when he made it. And it's just like he sat there for a few minutes talking like he's alive, like he survived to the Doomsday Machine. So it was really silly. Sean Carter, a member for 8 months. Thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate it. So just sent you some pics of the Constellation model. Thank you. Cool. Thanks, bud. I will.
Do you want, Sean? If is it okay for me? You had sent me some too. Is it okay to show those, or let me know if it's not okay to show those? Then I will not show them. But
can you remind me something about this episode?
He had sent me them as well. So if I just want to always get the head. Let me save. It'll take me a second to save them. So
show them if you want to. Then, what were you saying?
Well, no, but I want to make sure it's okay with. Sean.
Okay. I'm sure you don't mind. But make sure he tells you. Jill, what were you saying?
There's one thing I'm unclear about. I know that Decker knew that the Doomsday Machine was destroying planets. It was about to destroy his ship, but it breaks off for whatever reason. And so why does he think, since he knows that it's destroying planets, why does he think sending his crew onto the planet was a good idea?
I don't think they ever explain that.
Oh, okay. That's why I can't figure it out. I was trying.
I don't think so. I think he thought, they had no chance.
I think he thought he could destroy it.
I think he was thinking they can't survive on the ship that was dead. He had to do something with him. So he put him on the planet thinking the thing was going to come after him, hoping he could lead it away, probably. And I mean, I don't know.
What made the Constellation, uninhabitable?
I don't know. It still had life support, barely. It had barely life support, but that's a good question. It was his only option, according to Fiona. Because, I mean, they couldn't all stay on there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Good question. I would have to go back, and see. I don't think, I've watched it so many times. I've always wondered about, but I don't think they really
Well, I think that's part of it. They keep some of it a mystery, and I guess that's also a good thing.
Or it could just be a mistake, too, right? It could be a mistake that he
life support
he did that too, right? Yeah. So it's just because he was so upset about command decision, and you think that
he knew it was taking chunks out of planets. I just don't think he thought it was there at the moment. It snuck back up. I think it snuck up on him. In other words, he didn't know where it was when he did that, but he had to get him off the planet. And remember, when he's beaming them down to the planet, I don't know. I guess he figured they may have a better chance of surviving on a planet than on a ship.
Well, at least they do explain why he can't beam them back up. The transporter definitely stops working.
Yeah.
And the Enterprise and the technical manuals also has transporter rooms that are used to evacuate everyone. So they have, with like 20 transporter pads or more. And of course, you never see that in the show. But they have that set up in the technical manuals. I'm forgetting because it would take forever to to transport. What is it, 6 people at a time, or what's the pad? 8 people. So that's part of the technical manual too. And as much as I love the new special effects, I have to say the original effects, they did a phenomenal job. And the original writers said I had this elaborate space vehicle alien planet killer. Probably, I'm guessing it looked more like something that Jack Kirby would have come up with, but they had no money in the special effects for that, so they used basically like a paper mache windsock.
It was a windsock,
but it works. Yeah, but it works.
Yeah, I think he saw when they first saw the thing, it was taking chunks out of a planet. I don't think they knew it was going to wipe out a whole planet when he beamed his people down there, but he didn't have much of a choice. I mean, the ship was life support wasn't going to make it. He got them down on the planet, And and then it started whacking the planet.
Well, plus you don't know which planet it's going to go for, too, right? If there's multiple planets in the solar system.
Yeah.
Oh, Hungry Boy does not like the improved. I do like the improved version a lot. I think the old special effects were good, but this is one of my. They cleaned up some of these shots. Like
I don't mind the remastered; they don't bother me. But I mean, some people don't like them. Put to you like this: they left me the option to watch the old one, and my Blu-ray set that I have, I can watch the old way anytime I want. I still have my old DVDs of it. They're not like it's not like they're George Lucas comes along and says, "I'm going to screw everything my way. If you don't like to watch Star Wars the old way, tough, you can't have it." If they did that, I would be furious.
Not only that, the great thing about the remaster is that whenever they do add special effects, they don't change the timing of the episode. They fit it within the scope.
Right. Once in a while, they'll add a ship that wasn't there. For example, the Antares, and in fact, sometimes they did get some things wrong. Like the Botany Bay is way too big. I mean, they have a couple of shots of the Botany Bay against the Enterprise. It should be 10 times smaller than it is. So, and the Antares, they get some things wrong here and there. But, again, like you said, as long as they're not screwing me over and telling me I have to watch it that way.
Yeah, like this is the enhanced edition. I think part of it, too, is the CGI is very old in this. So I don't know if they did it on purpose. They didn't make it, quote unquote, as realistic. So some of the news shows you can't even see anything yet.
I was going to answer Sean.
Yeah,
no, Sean. He put him on the planet, and they called him begging to be beamed back up, but he couldn't. He took a shot, and the transporter was out. He couldn't do anything. He had to listen to him. The crew was calling him, begging him to be beamed back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was done with respect for the show and the fans. I agree with that, Fiona. Sorry, go ahead.
No, and the only thing, they didn't add to any of these episodes time-wise, but this is one of the few ones where I think I said that the other night on one of your shows, or maybe I wouldn't have minded if they'd actually added like a few more instances of the space battle, because they were limited with the special effects at the time in terms of how much they could do.
Right.
It was phenomenal. It didn't the special effects, as limited as they were so well done. It didn't take away from the episode, which is a testament to how brilliant the artists were back then. But I don't mind something like this either, where it looks a little bit, quote unquote, fake, but it's not. It almost makes it part of the time period, 60s, CGI, quote unquote. And when I watch Star Trek with my kids, I always would watch, the enhanced edition, because they would get it, just pulled them out of it too much. So at least, this, it was not as jarring. But this is a beautiful shot here. Great effects work, and I use that to try to pattern mighty 3D printing paint job off of that.
Minimus is here.
Hey, Minimus.
Hey, Minimus. Yeah, anytime I find out that I'm wanting more from an episode, I'm looking at one of the greatest of them.
Oh yeah, he says the Doomsday Machine figures prominently in the Peter David TNG novel Vendetta. Very good book connecting Star Trek to TNG. I remember that. Yes. And Sean Carter said, "Clever time." I mean, in the beginning of the episode, the Enterprise picks up a distress signal, and the comm officer heard Constellation. Yes, I remember that. Not sure what you're exactly referring to, but I know I do remember that. Yes. So anyway, good, Mark.
Yeah. So this is another beautiful shot here. This is the remaster, and you can just see things a lot clearer too, because of the resolution of your TV at the time too. So of course, when it's cleaned up in the original too, it's nice, but you just have more detail in the model. I'm going to show Sean Carter's version in a second, but
oh yeah, he just released that video today.
Yeah, so I'm going to show
cool.
that. So, but yeah, it's just brilliant model work, and yeah, it's just one of those episodes. And of course, I just told the story the other night, so I won't repeat it too long. But there was a fire drill at college. We were watching this episode, and I wouldn't leave the room. And the RA, he was looking at my room covered in Star Trek posters. They had Star Trek posters on the ceiling, and it was definitely, ladies love to hang out there too with all that all the Star Trek stuff, and and he's like, I'm like, I'm not leaving. You can write me up. He's like, how many times have you seen this episode? I'm like, I don't care. I'm not leaving. So it's, just how, especially it was towards the end. I'm like, I'm not missing the episode, because then back then you couldn't watch it on demand. I mean, you just had, you were like, oh, great. The Doomsday Machine is on tonight. Oh, can't wait to watch this, But it was alternative factor. Oh, all right. We're going to watch it anyway. So, so here, let me show.
You were saying how this is so many people's favorites. It's also James Doohan's favorite.
That's his favorite? Oh, that makes sense. Ooh. Yep. So this is Sean Carter's work. So he totally trashed that model. Just kidding. No, it's nice. Wow. Such nice work. Yep.
Wow, dude. Nice.
That's
so there's a lot of, that's beautiful. He told me how he did it. So there's a lot of custom. So it's a constellation kit, and then he obviously damaged it, and then added some of that superstructure on the inside to make it, show the interior. So that's beautiful. And I was joking with him. I said, well, I wish I could make it. That's 1/650th scale. And that's the scale of the, I believe, if the original AMT model, if everyone remembers having that original AMT Star Trek model. So it's about like 12 inches long, I guess, or something like that. So I said, I wish I could print a Doomsday Machine, that big, but we're joking, it'd be like 12 or 15 feet long. So he's like, I don't think the wives would appreciate that if that was in the house. Yeah.
Nice. That's incredible.
But there would be
oh my God. That's amazing.
I think he's got LED lights in that too, right? I think he's got, Sean, I think you lit this too, right? If I'm not mistaken, or maybe I am
if anybody wants to see how Sean Carter made this, you could see it on his Sci-Fi Model Guide channel.
Go to his channel.
Let me post that.
We'll get that link up there. Go to his channel for sure, everybody. He's got some amazing stuff, and he's just a great friend and knows his ships and his models, man.
And he sent the NX-01 to Raquel. Yep. Oh, he did do a couple of lights. Good. And you've got Commodore Decker in there. Yep. Or Kirk. Yeah. So just brilliant work. And of course, that's a labor of love too, because it's not a kit that you're doing. That's something that you're making from scratch. So you gotta, it's not as much work as it is to do it. It's you got to add to it. So he said, this is the AMT 650 Enterprise kit, and I scratch built the internal structure out of styrene, some square rods, round rods, and thin sheets. From there, I put a couple of flickering SMDs in the saucer and used fiber optic wire to get them into the support beams. Heavy use of the Dremel tool to simulate damage, an undercoat of aluminum, and then some detailed paint. So,
wow. Pat S, buddy. Hey, Pat S. Good to see you, bro. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Pat.
Yep. So good.
That's
good
amazing
stuff. Good stuff. Yep.
Sean, super work, buddy. Wow.
And that was part of the scary. What made you scared about the episode too was the like, oh my God, how could you actually how could something damage the Enterprise or Constitution class ship like that? It's so powerful. So that's what was so scary when you saw that in that opening scene, or you find out that
that's a lot more damage than you usually get, even from normal weapons.
Yeah. So scary stuff. When you the crew's encountering that, you're like, oh my God, yeah. So yeah, here I had a couple more clips too that are very short ones that I had clipped of Scotty, because I think I was using that in some other clips, but there's of course
can't break loose. We need more power.
Scotty, where's that power?
Coming, sir.
Scotty, give me that power.
You got it, Captain. Just enough to move us. I can do better.
I got to go through that episode and clip more of that. But
gentlemen, I suggest you beam me aboard.
Yeah, that's
Mr. One, yeah. Scott. I like how even Spock was getting anxious. Like, Mr. Scott.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yep. So So again, thank you for that. Thank you again for that, Sean. Yep.
Incredible, Sean. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Jill, what is your? We're ready for our rating. I mean.
Oh yeah, I give this one an A, easily.
Okie dokie, an A. All right. What about you, Marco Polo?
Another A plus.
I'm the same with Devil Dark. A zillions of pluses. Love it. It's a masterpiece. It's one of the all-time greats. Hey, Katie, what's up? Good to see you. Oh, battling the big C. I'm so sorry, dear. Raquel is going to be gone for the next couple of weeks, and she'll be back, Katie. So we're not doing Voyager reviews this week or next week, but we're going to come back. So tonight we're talking some original series and stuff.
You scared me when you said the big C. I mean, that C's bad.
The vid.
The vid. Okay, not that. Oh shit! I wasn't even thinking. So, Doomsday Machine. Everyone, if you have anything you'd like to say or give you a review of it, you're right, Jill. I wasn't thinking. I don't know why. I just didn't want to say the word.
I think this channel calls it the coof.
The coof. Yeah. That the viddy or whatever. I don't know. So let's see. Here's anybody. What did you think? Anyone have any reviews or opinions on the Doomsday Machine? And Katie, how you feeling? Are you doing better now? Or
yeah, I hope you feel better soon.
What's the report on that, dear? Let us know what your status is on that. And my bad. You're absolutely right, Jill.
That's all right. Yep. But I hope my wife doesn't have it too, because she woke up sore throat and not feeling very well. So tiny bit of shore leave. I don't think we still have that clip up there, do we? Or
I had to take it down. I needed room.
Yeah, we'll have to put it on the second on the other one. Yeah, but,
I don't have it anymore.
That's all right. Yeah.
Shore leave.
You mean you're the lunatic who's responsible for almost destroying my ship?
Yeah.
Kirk, you were speaking to a superior officer. So you've been 2 weeks without classes, no appetite, constant pain, sore throat, coughing, congestion, weakness. Oh, I'm so sorry, Katie. Katie, my dear, I hope it gets better for you. I hope it gets better for you. Get well soon. We have all of our big vibes and prayers and everything else one can get. Fat Loba, hello there. Am I saying that right? I never know if I'm saying that correctly. But I hope I am.
Yep.
Let's see if we get some reviews here. I hope I'm saying that. Do you think I said it right?
And this goes out to Katie.
Surely that.
Don't take too much shore leave.
Yeah, I hope you feel better, dear. You're the best. And, next week, 2 weeks when Raquel comes back, we'll do the last 2 episodes of season 2 for Voyager, and then we'll start season 3. You spy Neelix? Oh yeah, that's that. Yes, that's that dumb Neelix cookbook. Let me ask you. I wonder if anyone knows about it. Katie would know. Katie, be honest now. Do you have the Neelix cookbook? Let us know. No shame in that, but we're just wondering.
It's actually got some TOS. It's got some McCoy recipes in there, so it's not just Neelix. Thank God. So hopefully Raquel's never going to see this, but I'm gonna send that to her.
Yeah.
The more live streams that you say that on, the more chances.
Yeah, the chances are gonna. Well, if you do see this, pretend you didn't see it.
Says, I have to be honest, I don't, but I really want it because it has some BTS info and favorite recipes of the cast. Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Maybe you'll get it someday.
Maybe I'll show it later.
Not on this show. You want?
I won't. Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know. Do you really want to show that?
Well, I was going to show McCoy's beans or something.
Eatery. Yeah. All right.
That's true.
Oh,
That's true.
God.
Oh, God. God damn it, Mark.
God damn it. I don't want anything to do with that thing. Let me tell you, when it comes to the freaking the chicken man, this is all I have to say
Draw that
about
man
it.
in a chicken suit.
It's the Chicken Man!
But I bet the recipes in there are better than what Neelix makes.
Probably.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Yeah. Because it's not Neelix. Yeah.
Hair pasta, like I've heard of angel hair pasta, but they don't mean to actually put hair in your stupid pasta.
Yeah. Oh God, Neelix. Yep. So this was the 3D print that I did the live stream of, and I used like a filament that's already blue/purple, and I painted the outside, the white detailing with dry brush technique.
You're right, Katie. They should all be nicer to Neelix.
Yeah. He just wanted to feed everyone.
I'm sorry, I hate him. I can't help it. But I mean, you know what? Yeah. He's maybe we should actually like him because he makes us laugh. Not in a good way.
Problem is he can be annoying. He crosses from the laughs to just too much.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why you bring in a character that have the comic relief. I mean, none of the other shows needed that stuff. And none of them. I mean, there's not one. I mean, look, yeah, they did it on DS9. You could argue because they put Quark all the time being funny, or they're trying to be funny, and they always had the comedy episodes with Quark and the crew and stuff. But there was a serious side to him, at least.
Yeah, well, DS9 took their Ferengi very seriously, except when they didn't.
Yeah. You're right. There's a lot of dumb crap with him, but I don't know. I mean, I don't really need. It's just like he was like Dr. Smith he was the Dr. Smith, just like Dr. Smith in the early episodes of Lost in Space was pretty serious and kind of menacing, and then they lightened him up and he became the pain, you silence, you ninny, you bubble-headed booby, and all that kind of silly crap. So I don't know, but they started from get-go with Neelix being annoying. Anyway, all right, let's see some reviews here. That we have of the Doomsday Machine. Rob Altus says A++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++ right there on the same page with you, buddy. It's brilliant. Love it. Raymond Feliciano, A++++++. Yes, sir. I'm right there with you, sir. Lisa, Mark's Doomsday, A++++. You mean when Mark made it? What about the episode, Lisa? Das Wolfen says, this episode is easily in the top 10 of all Star TOS episodes. I would give it a 9 out of 10. Wow, that's brutal. I give it an 11 out of 10.
That's brutal.
That's brutal, man. That's a man. Thank you, Doc.
He's go to 11.
That's man. He hangs on to one of them. He's brutal with those points there. Fiona says A+. You're the mathematician, Joe.
I love that. Yeah, this means that the plus, she put a superscript of 10, so that means that we have 10 pluses.
Wow. Okay. That's what we need the mathematician here for. Thank you. I never knew that. Raymond again says A++++. An outstanding take on the Moby Dick story. Wayne Wyndham was amazing. Agreedishness. Michael Bickham says, how many TV shows can you just hear a few bars of the music and you can see it? Yep, it's one of them. All right. I have Doomsday Machine on Beloved Vinyl, both the reorchestrated version and Steiner and the original. Oh yeah, Fred Steiner was.
You know what? It's not just 10 pluses. It has to be more pluses than that because it's plus times 10. So it's multiplication. So it's
even
whatever.
better. Even better. Oh, you never watched the episode, Lisa? How dare you?
Oh wow, we got to fix that.
Lisa, what's wrong with you? Just kidding, Lisa. Oh my, let's see here. Hang on a second. Doomsday Machine. Hang on. Where are you? Oh. What is that? Hang on. Okay, just making sure that was the door. All right. Sean Carter. So this gets an A plus. For me, the only thing I don't like is they had to temporarily turn Decker into kind of a jerk. Thankfully, he is quickly redeemed. He is redeemed, but yeah, he was kind of a.
And yes, I still described it wrong. Pat Loba says it's not times 10, it's a factor. So you've got plus, times plus, times plus, times plus, 10 times. So you multiply the pluses. 10
okay.
times.
Bad enough. It's a fat cult. And don't worry, because I never understand that kind of stuff anyway. Fiona says this episode is perfection, and it's kind of hard to even start without wanting to go on forever. Indeed. The performances were exquisite, and I love the characterization of officers being professional. Decker's descent into madness was worthy of Sir Laurence Olivier. A+ with that 10 on there, like you said earlier. Thank you, Fiona. Michael Beacom also said Neelix cookbook as in how to cook Neelix. I think our first officer might be on board with that one. Yes, she'd like that one. Michael Beacom says A. That's an A, I think, because the two separators I'm going to go with. He's thinking A. Hard to believe it. At the end, you have only watched a TV episode and not a motion picture. Yes, indeedishness. Thank you, Michael Beacom. Tay Kirk says a top 5 episode, a top 5 TOS episode for me. A+++. RNTNZ says Doomsday Machine probably 5 or 6 in my top 10 TOS. I hear you there. It's number 6 on mine. I love it. Love it. Sean Carter said anti-derivative Jill.
Well, yes. There? Well, it's A+ to the power of 5.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Thank you. Let's see here. All right, Sean Carter. A10. How do you put that? How do you even put that 10 in there from the chat? How do you even put that there?
That's a superscript. It's a exponential.
Okay, I wouldn't know how to do that.
It's naturally stuff. Yep.
Yeah. I hate math. I love you, Jill, but I hate math. Is it okay if I love the practices of math and still hate the math itself?
It's okay.
Oh, well, hate the sinner, not the sin. All righty. Well, we'll see here.
Yeah, that's classic ASCII code, I guess.
Or was it A+ times A+ times A+?
Yeah, 8 to the 10th power. Yeah.
It's what it's for me.
10 times.
So, as you all know, we started out this enterprise tonight. Saturday Night Star Trek is about reviewing Trek in many different ways, of course. And since Raquel is not going to be here for the next 2 weeks, I thought I picked these kind of surprise at random. This is still September for another hour, at least where I am, right? And so thought that since it's still Star Trek month, we'll celebrate original series by just not really like the death review like we usually do on Saturday nights so much, just gonna name an episode from each of the 3 seasons to talk about. Now, the first 2, they were low-hanging fruit in the sense that everyone loves them. They're just you would be hard-pressed to find any Trek fan that doesn't have anything just the world, to love about Devil in the Dark or the Doomsday Machine. So, and I wanted to give us something just to let us all just have fun talking about something that we love. Now, of course, those are the first 2 seasons. Season 3 is a bit of a different animal, so I thought I would choose one from season 3, and I'm not going to say what I thought about it. Let me keep it a mystery. I didn't go for the easy stuff, like filthy trash, like "And the Children Shall Lead," or I didn't go for what's another example? Spock's brain, or I'm going to go for one. Well, I'll let the cat out of the bag. One I do like, but everyone else may not like. In the 3rd season, let's face it, there's some slim pickings, right? But this will be a little bit more interesting because I don't think it's everyone's cup. It might not be everyone's cup of tea. So we're probably going to see some differences on this one. I thought it would be kind of fun to pick one that I'm not so sure what everyone thinks about it. You see what I'm saying, Jill? You see what I'm saying, Mark?
Yeah. Well, something could be not controversial, but interesting, right?
And Rob Aldis is a.
Yeah.
How did you know that? Rob Aldis, how did you know that my choice is, in fact, Day of the Dove? Rob, you are a man, dude, scary.
Nice
scary
job.
Stuff. Wow.
He wins the no prize.
If I had a no prize, you'd get it. Well, I do have no prize. So. Rob, that was spooky. Spooky. Well done, sir. You are number 6. You are number nothing. I am not a number. I'm a free man. So, spoiler alert, I actually really like this episode a lot. But again, it's not one of those easy ones like all of, those most loved episodes like in the first and second season. So I don't know what everyone else thinks about it. I'm sure there are going to be people who don't like it. Eric K has a member chat. Member for 13 months. Mark's real favorite is the alternative factor. That's true. We should have done that one. We should have done that one. Right?
In defense of that episode, that was one of the most fun Saturday Night Star Treks with Toxic Man Flu and Lazarus's beard. I think that's one of the all-time classic fun times that we had with that episode. So that's one of the ones that go back and rewind.
That was something.
It gave us, and the crazy thing about that episode is the characters. That's what gets you is the dialogue is written so poorly it doesn't even sound like the characters when you're watching.
Very bad.
So uncharacteristic.
Especially since it happened. You can believe it if it happened in the 3rd season, but 4th.
Yeah, so you should have a grasp of the characters by then.
Fat Loba, you will forever have my envy, sir. If you are sir or ma'am, I'm not putting. I don't know what you are, but you will ever have my envy if you've been to Port Marion. It's a dream of mine to go to Hotel Port Marion, sir. So, my friend, Katie says. Princess Fiona, the Occupants. Okay, we're talking about the Occupants. I got you. Anyway, all right. So, Jill, I don't know if you've reviewed it or not, but I know you know the episode, right?
No, I haven't. Yes, I have seen it once before, but I don't remember a whole lot. I remember there's a swirly alien there, and Kang is threatening the ship and Starfleet prisoners.
Okay, that's cool. I assumed that you. Not the Comic Relief Crusader. What's up, dude?
Hell.
You assume I'm a lot more awesome than I
am. That's no problem. I don't know if you knew if it was one you knew well or not. It's no biggie either way. Okay, let's see what we can.
Well, this is, that was the advantage of growing up at a time where you couldn't pick the episodes to watch. And so you got to watch, I don't know if certain episodes were in rotation more than others, but definitely, had my share of watching this episode. I think it's a pretty darn good episode too. It's some of the, the idea maybe, or the conception of what's happening could be a little bit off-putting, I think, but it sends a really interesting message. And again, it's one of those episodes that, you could argue, oh, well, back then, was it about the Vietnam War? But maybe it's not.
It was definitely about war, though.
Yes, but you could argue, but then it's so timeless in the way that it's written that you can't pin it down to anything specific like they do with a lot of the.
That's why I say it was just about war. It wasn't about any specific war.
But back then you could say, yeah. So, but the criticism, it was about the Vietnam War, but well, no, yes and no, which is what's nice about a piece of art like this, where you can interpret it as you like, and it's not telling you it's definitely about A, B, C, or D.
Well, one of my favorite tropes in Star Trek is when the enemy, they have to work with their enemy. And so I do remember this as being one of those.
Yes.
To go against the alien that's on the ship.
Yes. It's just from the very beginning, you got so many cool. Now I'll say this about the episode: some of the dialogue and some of the actions really kind of campy and cornball over the top, but it never to the point where it undermines what they're doing. The story is still extremely imaginative. They make their point very well in terms of what they're talking about and their philosophy, their ideological philosophy in this episode. It's if you want to say it's a little heavy-handed, that's fine. I don't think it was. Let's not let that be your last Battlefield heavy-handed at all. And again, but the biggest thing is it is a camp element to it, but it's also a great sense of fun. Just fun. I mean, the scenes, and again, it's also highly imaginative. You got this alien being that basically it takes groups of these of lesser humanoid beings and bipeds or whatever, and basically feeds off their hate emotions by manipulating matter and mind, as Spock called it, to lock them in their own spaceships and have them fighting. Basically, the plan was to have them fighting each other for eternity. If you want to read any synopsis or anything.
Yeah, let me read the synopsis on this one. Yep. So this book is Star Trek Compendium by Alan Asherman. The complete reference book, including a show-by-show guide. So here we go. So Day of the Dove, writer Jerome Bixby, director Marvin Chomsky. And okay, stardate unknown. The Enterprise and a Klingon battle cruiser commanded by Kang cross paths orbiting planet Beta X, Beta X II-A, so Beta 12A.
They never say it in the episode, so
they never say. Yeah, Kirk is convinced that the Klingons have murdered the Federation colonists on the planet. Kang thinks the Enterprise captain is responsible for damaging the Klingon ship and killing most of his crew. He takes the Federation personnel prisoner on the planet's surface. Kirk and the landing party beam aboard under guard, but a signal range with Spock enables him to turn the tables on Kang by beaming up before the Klingons. Kang and his crew are detained, but in reality, all the trouble has been caused by a malevolent energy being that feeds off aggressive instincts. The entity is now aboard the Enterprise and turns the starship into a battleground. Phasers are transformed into swords, fatal wounds heal, injured individuals recover to fight again and again. Chekhov goes completely berserk and assaults Kang's wife, Science Officer Mara. Kirk stops the ensign, then tells Mara that Federation crewmen and Klingons have a common enemy aboard the Enterprise. With her assistance, he is able to convince Kang they're all being manipulated by a hostile entity. The two commanders call a truce and join in a backslapping session of mutual laughter. The creature, having no taste for all these good feelings, is driven off the Enterprise. The Klingons are dropped off at the nearest Federation outpost.
Yeah, which is supposition on his part, since they don't say that. But I love all this. There's a great scene at the beginning that really kicks it off as far as cool Kirkness when he goes, Kang orders them to be beamed up. He threatens Chekhov's life, and he thinks Kirk's just knuckled under to him. So he calls us, Mr. Spock, we have guests. Was it he set transporter to Wyden Field? And hey, Zathras, what's up, buddy?
Zathras, hell.
Beam up everybody in the target area. So he and then he just holds his communicator right where Kang can see him. Just kind of casually presses a little button on it, and you see the light go off in front of Spock. Understood, Captain. So, of course, they all beam up to the ship, and he holds them. He holds the Klingons in stasis while they get security to take them in. Boom, great trick. And then, of course, before that, though, he tells Kirk, "No tricks. I'll kill 100 hostages. The first sign of treachery. I'll beam you aboard the Enterprise. Once there, no tricks." So later in the transporter room, when he pulls, liar, he goes, "I said no tricks after we reach the ship." But classic Kirk being an ass. Yeah. So we find out, of course, that the Klingons have been attacked, and it wasn't the Enterprise that did it. Indeed, Katie, I love that green backdrop there, and I love this. However, the simplicity itself of this creature, it's just like a little image of a fan blowing or something. They just use something really cheap and primitive to make him, with lights and a little fan moving around or something. But it was so cool.
Phantom Outsider says, this is the episode with the First Lady Klingon, Mara, Kang's
Mara,
wife.
That's right. Yeah, I loved her.
Officer.
Yes, that's right. His wife and the science officer. And remember, at this time, no one knew anything about Klingons. Had nothing of the warrior race established so much. I mean, they knew. We just thought they were just bad guys. I mean, this was also probably the first time a Klingon was actually portrayed with some sympathetic portrayal of a Klingon, because every time before, Errand of Mercy, which was John Colicos, is brilliant, but he's not. They don't give you any kind of chance for any kind of sympathy toward him. You just like him, so it's a great performance. William Campbell is brilliant in The Trouble with Tribbles, but he's still a bad guy. If you see him, they were just Kang. At the end, they end up reaching an understanding with Kang and his wife. Does that mean that doesn't mean they become good guys or anything? But it was the first time that in Trek where they were pretty much have a peaceful resolution with an episode with Klingons, which was interesting. But before that, I love the idea of the entity transforming. Like the scene's great when Kirk goes into the detention area with all those Klingons standing around. He said, "But first, before I put you in the brig, there's a little something I owe you." And he decks Kang in response for Kang hitting him at the beginning of the episode. And then they go to pick up weapons, and all of a sudden these swords pop up. That's a great scene. And then you get kind of silly but fun sword fights, right? Because nobody's, really. They did show one guy get stabbed, but they don't. Obviously, it wasn't gory because it was TV, and it's fine.
Well, it's kind of like the A-Team a little bit.
Swords.
What's that?
Oh, so all of the games turn into swords.
Everything turns into swords. The phasers, everything, and 400 crewmen are trapped below decks because of the alien, and the bulkhead. Something's happened to the metal. That's what Scotty said. This is really extraordinarily powerful being, but it subsists on the hate of others. And it was a fun, imaginative, setup. And I don't know. It's just really, this could have been a first or second season episode. It never ever felt like a third season episode to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of good episodes in the third season. Not nearly.
I don't know about
as
the
many
word plenty.
Well, I'd like 5 to 6. I guess. Well, 8.
Well, I mean, that makes it subjective, but plenty might be a strong word.
All right, plenty. All right, I misspoke. All right, I'll agree. But there's a few. There's a few good third season episodes. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's cool if you like
Fair Cop. Yeah. But I like the Enterprise incident.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tholian
Webb, the Enterprise incident, Day of the Dove. I like Requiem for Methuselah, but there are people that don't.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I like Turnabout Intruder. I'm the only one that likes it. Everyone hates it. So there you go.
Yeah.
Only one?
Spectre the Gun was fun too.
It was the episode's good. It's a good story. Episode 1. I mean, Spectre the Gun is a good story, but there's certain elements that kind of always make me kind of laugh. But it's still
And as a young kid, I really loved that episode too, I guess. But
it's good. It's good. But then again, man, it's
and The Children Shall Lead and Spock's Brain are in that one too. So yeah.
And Is There in Truth No Beauty?
Yeah.
The world is hollow, and I have.
It still feels like Star Trek for most of those episodes.
The Empath, wow,
that's a hard hitting episode.
Some people like the Empath, but what are you gonna do?
Wink of an Eye.
DeForest Kelly really likes Empath, but I don't.
He does. He did like the. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
maybe read a little bit more of that. Here, there's not a lot on this episode, but yeah. Day of the Dove is a well-conceived tale, similar to Wolf in the Fold. Red Jack in that episode also survived by absorbing negative emanations. And that's the guy that voiced Piglet, which I always loved.
Yeah.
By manufacturing false recollections of atrocities, including Mr. Chekhov's rage at the death of his brother, Peter. Mr. Sulu sets this record straight, recalling that Chekhov never had a brother. The balance of hatred between Klingons and the Federation, Errand of Mercy, is back in full force here. Kirk's recognition and hatred of this hostility enables him to determine that an unknown factor is responsible for the Enterprise predicament. The final scene in which Kirk and Kang stand together and laugh to get the entity to leave is indication that the Organians are correct. One day it will be possible for humans and Klingons to work together in friendship. The fact that Kang almost breaks Kirk's back with one good-natured slap is incidental. Hostilities were accented in this episode with the use of hot red and brown lights focused on the Klingons, both planetside and in the Enterprise engineering section. Typically, the optical effects designed for the Klingon transporter is harsher than the Federation transporter effect. There was only one Trek segment. This is the only Trek segment to feature a female Klingon. William Theis designed an effective variation of the standard Klingon uniform, and Fred Phillips' makeup aided Susan Towers' exotic, credible, and attractive portrayal of Mara. Guest star Michael Ansaria, Kang, plays his part with all the expertise acquired from years of portraying exotic heroes and villains in feature films and television. Among his other TV guest roles are appearances in The Outer Limits, Soldier, written by Harlan Ellison, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, The Time Tunnel, Lost in Space, Slender the Giants, and The Man from UNCLE, Uncle.
And I Dream of Jeannie. Oh, he married Barbara Eden. He was married to Barbara Eden, dude. Wow.
Oh, wowzers.
Wowzer indeed.
Not bad. Not bad. Yep. He lived a charmed life. Yeah.
And he also did the voice of Mr. Freeze on Batman the Animated Series.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, it must have been tough living with Barbara Eden. God, if I live with Barbara Eden, would I ask her to? Could you make? I would like breakfast right now. Just.
Then he got to play Kang again in that episode of called Blood Oath or whatever. Blood something like Oath, was it? In DS9.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm not surprised that Kirk doesn't know Chekhov's service record and details offhand. As Teague says, Al studious and well. I don't know. I mean, I guess he, I can't give you an explanation. I mean, can't Kirk be fallible? That's a. Yeah.
Or maybe the aliens were manipulating him too, and Sulu was the only one to.
I could see him. He says, "I have my brother, Peter." So yeah, sure. Now,
any character who is worth anything can make a mistake.
But that is that's a good point. Yeah, that's
what.
That Kirk maybe should have known that, but
I don't know. I'm not sure he should have, but it never really affected me. But so I know you hadn't watched it in a while, Jill. Do you have a rating or
I don't have a rating yet. I'll come back around to that.
Would you review it? Okay, you're getting there, aren't you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but it says here, is this the first time they do intra-ship beaming? Do they do that?
Yes. This is the first time it was mentioned as a big deal. It says Spock. Intership beaming is possible. It has rarely been done because of the danger involved. Precise time, precise calculations are necessary. In case one might materialize inside of a deck or a wall or something. So it was not. Yeah, intership beaming was, unlike some pieces of filth out there, was not the easiest thing. It was possible, and they were able to do it, obviously. But a little bit gamey at the time. So that's right. So Mark, do you have a rating?
I would give this a B plus, close to an A-, probably a B plus. It's kind of janky in some sections, but it has a great moral message that maybe war is not the best answer, and eventually you can find a way. The Klingons and the humans can find a way to live together, which shows that IDIC and the hopeful future of Star Trek. So of course, the Klingons back then are quote unquote the Russians, but the brilliance again of this series is that you can interpret them to be any other side of a conflict where people are fighting. So you've got quote unquote the good guys that are the Federation and the bad guys that are Klingons. But to tie it into, say, for example, an arena, the Gorn, you find out maybe that there was another side to the Gorn. So the Klingon and the humans and the Federation, they've come into conflict, but hopefully they can learn to work together without fighting, and that's the hopeful future of Star Trek. So,
but in this case, it seems like the alien is manipulating them to fight.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe they wouldn't be fighting, or from our perspective, we're the humans, so we'd think that we'd be above that. But it's showing everyone's basic, aggression and how they could be manipulated to attack someone else. But then the other side, well, we wouldn't really do that, right? Would we? It's just that evil entity. But yeah, it's a B plus, I think. And yeah, there's some Chekhov is pretty horrific in this episode from remembering that scene. So that was a pretty
monstrous,
pretty monstrous scene. Yeah, towards Mara.
But he was being controlled by
yeah, but it's also showing
pretty savage.
How you could regress, right? If you're not in control, and how quickly things can go wrong. So but I'd give it a B plus. It's one of the better third season episodes, and it's interesting. It's something you can talk about and think about and speculate about. The morality of the episode. I was just wondering why the Organians didn't show up again, maybe, but I guess it wasn't
that old Organian treaty. It only comes up every once in a while.
Yeah, but I guess it wasn't. It was just such a localized incident too. It wasn't like they were, threatening to start a war, violating the treaty. Yeah.
Wait a minute, Hungry Boy, were your ratings missed? Did you have previous ratings? I didn't mean to. If I missed them.
No.
Well, put them back up there, dude. I mean, I don't remember. You gotta understand, I don't remember who had one now. So if I didn't read your rating, it's because maybe I didn't see it, or whatever. But I'm sorry, dude. You gotta let me know. So I'm sorry if you were remiss. I rate this K771 for Kirby. By the way, I'll also give it a B plus. I love it, but it's got some stuff that's a little over the top in the episode to keep it from like the A area.
In the episode, how are the dilithium crystals deteriorating? What's causing that? Well, how's the alien causing that?
It's just he's overrunning this. He's running the ship too fast. He's made them going like at warp crazy warp speed. Oh.
Okay, that explains it.
I was using a curve. I didn't see it, man. If you could put it back up there, I apologize. Hungry One. Didn't see it. No, so go ahead. You're saying, Jill?
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say? My daughter was talking to me.
That's okay. What were you saying just now? I cut you off by accident.
Oh, no, I was talking to her. I probably. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Good. I got you. Sean Carter, thank you for the super chat. He says, TOS, intership beaming, difficult, dangerous, risky, Jar Jar Trek. No, it's not J, it's Jar Jar. Transwarp beaming onto a ship traveling at warp speed, light years away, no problem. Yeah, that's because it's filthy trash. Jar Jar Abrams is filthy trash. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. I'm sorry about that. Sorry again about that, Hungry Boy. I didn't realize it, man.
Maybe if I scroll back, I can find it. I don't know how far back I can scroll.
It's way.
Yeah, if you don't have it's probably way back. But yeah, if you don't have the
that was one of he said the other
review in the beginning. I'm not helping to start. Normally, Mike CLOBBERIN Times says Raquel doing a much better job.
She does it way better than me. She gets to
she doesn't miss anything. Yeah. But if you don't have that review thing in the A or it's easy to. Especially there's so many people in the chat, which is awesome, but it's easy to miss. Yep.
No, Hungry Boy, that's not slow us down. If you want to put them up there, you can, man. I'm sorry.
Put them on, yeah.
Put the rating up there. Don't worry about it, bro. I don't know what happened to me.
It's all fun, yep.
See, I miss them all the time. Apparently, Parker, look, I didn't know you had one. It was at 8:27 p.m. Oh, okay. Well, no, I can go back and get that one. 8:20 and probably mean 9:27 p.m. my time anyway, because I don't know what time zone you're in.
I guess it goes by time zone. Yep. Or if you have them, repost them too. That'll be easier to find. Yep.
Well, I don't know what time zone is in, so might be 10. Let's see, 27.
Now we're time traveling. Where's Captain Infinity when you need him?
I'm time traveling
across the universe.
Across the universe.
I'm going to 1027
across the universe. Okay, it wasn't.
The good thing is there's so many people in the chat with so 10. Many comments. Bad thing is it's tough to scroll through. You got it? All right, you found it.
I think I found one. Yeah, I got it. I think I got it. Parker. We'll see. I don't want to miss anybody else's. Trying to catch these is difficult sometimes. It's not going to slow the stream. HB, just do it, Bo.
We're here to have fun. We're here for
you all. Yeah.
It's not like we got sports ball to watch now.
JT Kirk.
What's that?
Good night to JT Kirk.
Oh yeah, long. Hey, go! The Detroit played the other night. Did you? Bears played your Lions played the other night. I think they won too. I think they beat the Fudgebacks. So,
is there a game in England tomorrow morning?
Good night, buddy. Yeah. Do you know what they're doing? Did you hear what they're doing to that game in England tomorrow morning?
Yeah, on D Plus you can watch it as well. They did that with.
Is it D Plus or is it Nickelodeon?
No, I think it was D Plus. Well, I could be wrong, but
what they're doing, if you have kids, folks, and I love Toy Story. I don't know how, but still, tomorrow's game in London. We're not leaving Trek for too long. I'm just going to say, but tomorrow the NFL. It's at 8:30 in the morning or something like that because it's over there in the UK, and you can watch the episode on. I thought it was Nickelodeon. Maybe it is.
It's Disney because they own Toy Story.
I got yours, Fiona. You can watch the game, and instead of the teams, which are the Jags and the Falcons, they're going to be the Toy Story characters playing the game.
But they're going to be the exact plays. So the NHL did this during the season where they took one of the hockey games and it was like a kid. They did it with the Rangers and another team, and cartoony animation. So this will be Toy Story. I guess like Woody will be the quarterback, I guess, or your characters in Toy Story are going to be playing against each other. As I guess it's instead of a Sunday morning cartoon for the kids. So it's the NFL, which I do not like in across the pond because of the time zone. I can imagine if it's really you got to wake up early, but they're trying to. They eventually want to have a team in London. That's their goal, or to have a couple teams in Europe. So, but I don't know. But that's what they're doing. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, Admiral, I saw that you guys picked up Trevor Simeon. Yeah, he's the village bicycle, isn't he? Yeah, as Raquel likes to say. Good luck though, the Jets. Hey, you never know. Like you said, JATS, Jets, buddy. You're a long-suffering Jets fan, my boy JT. He's a long-suffering Lions fan. Those are two of the longest-suffering teams ever. So I feel for you, man. Anyway, don't worry. We're not sports balling everyone. We're just all right. So, guess we got a bunch of them lined up now.
Yeah, looks like it.
All right, let's see here. Rob Alta says B++ for me. There you go. Thank you, Rob. Fiona says, let's see here. One of the most interesting aspects of this is the way the organism cultivates its own food. It feeds off of anger, but can't make the crew directly angry. It manipulates memory to create circumstances that will lead to anger and aggression. It's like planting your own tomatoes from seeds. I also love the swordplay in the app. It was fun. Yes, it was. They really made the Klingon sweaty, and I wondered if that was a function of the makeup. Not the most profound episode, but it's still very enjoyable and better than anything made today. A gives an. I don't blame you for putting. I'm almost tempted to up mine to an A. I actually thought, and I think a lot of it was profound, especially back then, in talking about war. Maybe not as subtle as someone think, but yes. Thank you, Fiona. Great review. She also says, fun fact, Scotty's sword is indeed a claymore or cladim or whatever. Okay, I can't really pronounce that. This sword we typically think of as a claymore is the claydhammer. Blah, blah, blah. Are you kidding me? I'm going to pronounce that.
They got it right. For that.
Yeah. Thank you, Fiona from Comic Blues Crusader. Says A+, still light years better than New Trek, which, yeah, but yeah. There's no comparison. Glad we had a Doomsday Machine. Okay, let me go. I got you, Parker. Parker said of the Doomsday Machine, A+, outside of cons, this one's villain was till Decker flew into it, truly unstoppable. Indeedishness. Admiral Teague says Imperfect Day of the Dove has a few issues, but it's a lot of fun. A-. Thank you, Admiral Teague. Raymond Feliciano says A-. Kang was great. The way they figured out how about the manipulation and were able to cooperate to beat the enemy. Indeed, Raymond. I love it. Michael Beacom says A-, or A, A or A-. I think third. Maybe that's just a separator. Why? I'm gonna go with just A. A, third season episode, but still good enough to be second. Agreed. Small problems, but nothing on the level of Yangs and Combs. I know, but I like him. I still love him. Best view of Klingons yet, and no sound in space with exploding cruiser. In the except for the it is in the I think in the remastered. Phantom Outsider was a man. He might even still be a man. This is a B. It's a second tier Trek episode. The energy entity sends greetings as he is currently living in Hollywood and works at Disney, Warner's, and Paramount. He found his niche. You've all talked me into it. I'm giving it an A-. I'm changing my vote. Let's see here. Though my previous ratings were missed, I write this K71 for Kirby Tales in 1971 to be Kirby-esque in quality, and I'm sure real Kirby fans agree. They do. Says Hungry Boy. Thank you, buddy. And then he also said, but on Doomsday Machine, he said my rating for the Doomsday Machine was K67 for as good as Kirby FF circa 1967. Screw funky. Clobbered. Thank you, buddy. And I'm sorry about missing those. I didn't mean him. Admiral Teague says, thinking more, Kirk also didn't know Spock's father was the most important Vulcan in all of the Federation either, and nothing's affecting him. So I guess it's not out of character. That it is still a very good point, though, Admiral Teague, because when I watch Journey to Babel, as I often want to do, I just love it. It never, ever, 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 and watches so many evers, occurred to me to go, wow, Kirk didn't, because it's part of the shock of the opening teaser. Captain, Ambassador Sarek and his wife are my parents. That Kirk doesn't know that now that you mention this right now, here and now, I go, wow. But I can see it's certainly believable to me as well. But I'm like, yeah, but Spock's not the kind of guy Spock would not tell anyone like that. However, if you make a good point, if Chekhov had a brother massacred at the Arcanus colony, which Kirk would know, Kirk would know about, although there may have actually been, the life form may have put that into his head, and there really was that kind of massacre by Klingons, or reputed to be. So anyway, yeah, but I understand what you're saying. I stand corrected about my rating. Sean Carter said, I stand corrected about my rating. The Klingon slaps Kirk. So there we go. So that's that for this one.
Good stuff. Good stuff. That was a good, interesting pick on that third season. So,
damn it. Oh, thanks. thought it'd be fun to go kind of random episodes, just talk about them a little bit. Jill, you said you're not up to the third season, or as far as like what watching them recently.
Right. Pretty much.
Gotcha. You're still in second, or?
Yeah, I have 2 more episodes in the second season, Omega Glory and Assignment Earth. That episode that was supposed to become a TV show of its own.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, here you go. So you're getting there. You're getting there. You have an interesting ride that third season.
I can't wait. It's well, it's kind of sad seeing there all the cool people leave the show, like Gino Kuhn, like he doesn't leave, but he's kind of just hovering around. And
Fred Freiberger takes over.
Yeah, they were not.
It's a lot different that third season. Of course, we're lucky we got it too, because it was supposed to be canceled, and Joe Trimble and that letter writing campaign saved Star Trek. And if it didn't get that third season, it wouldn't have made it into syndication, probably, because there wouldn't have been enough episodes. So with the 79 episodes, or 80, Raquel's not here, but the compendium counts The Cage as number 1. That's why the numbering was off by 1. Not to open that can of worms up, but so let's go with 79 episodes. But yeah, if you didn't have that many episodes, just the first 2 seasons, it wouldn't have made it into syndication. So thankfully we did get it. And
good night, Lisa. Good night,
Lisa. I learned to good night.
Have
Lisa.
a good one.
I learned to really appreciate John Meredith Lucas going through the second season.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Wish he would have stuck around for the third instead.
Raquel calls the third season the corporate crap. A few episodes squeezed by.
Like it should have been. They should have kept John Meredith Lucas, or it should have been Justman. Bob.
Yeah. What you gonna do?
I think they got upset with the direction the show was headed, and they saw the writing was on the wall in terms of what they wanted to do, and they switched up the seasons. Of course, then they actually didn't have the demographics on the ratings then too, where they realized how younger people had massive ratings among younger people, which have spend a lot of money. So if they had known that, maybe they would have kept it going. But no, we're lucky. At least it didn't end up like Firefly. So we did get we
got enough for syndication.
I don't know.
And if that hadn't happened, who knows?
We got lots more movies than Firefly.
Yeah. I'm gonna do something. I was thinking about. I don't know what are we gonna do next week, folks. We'll also be here open. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do something like this, or maybe I'll think. I actually have some ideas, but I'll know toward the end of the week. Yeah, like a brag. When I learned I was doing this a couple hours ago, I was trying to think of something to do. I just said, you know what? It's still September. So let's talk about some original series.
Yep.
Well, Fiona, we didn't get the Gary 7 show, but we did get the Quester tapes, and that was only one. That was kind of much the answer to it, but Parker said he may be back in time or something. It's just A-. I think DOD is great because it shows that even in war, our greatest challenge in the way of understanding our own fear of the enemies is war only set to dying. There you go.
And I did end up clipping a couple more. I'm behind, because of my clipping, but here's one from a couple from Doomsday Machine.
Sure.
I suspect you're becoming more and more human.
Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted.
Wasn't that David? Devil in the Dark.
That's Devil
in the Dark. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yep, sorry. And this is Doomsday Machine. Yep.
There is no third planet.
Don't you think I know that?
I've got to go through those and clip those, but yeah, that's such a hard hitting, sad quote there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I like that. I'm not going to stand there and be insulted. I think that could enter the rotation of clips that are fun to play.
Yeah. Hey, Daniel's Hot Topics. Good to see you.
Hello, Daniel. He says that was a good episode of TOS.
Which one?
Yep.
I don't know.
Which one, Daniel?
Well, they're all good, right?
Well,
it could have been. Well, it depends on the timing. Yeah,
could have been either one of these three we did tonight. Were really good, though.
Yeah.
We should. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do. What do I do next week? I'll figure something out. I don't know.
You're the captain. You come up with something.
I rarely, barely do.
Even when you don't figure anything out, when like you have your Wednesday show and you just talk about anything, that's fun to listen to too.
Oh, you too kind. You too kind. Oh, the Doomsday Machine. He said, "Yeah, that's good." Because I know you have a lot of fun doing your stuff. I wish I was home in the daytimes. I mean, when I'm out riding around, though, at least I get to lurk and listen to you when you're talking Trek and stuff. So
I do appreciate that you're lurking. I know you would be at a few if you could.
Yeah, I'm always out on the roads and stuff. And by the way, you all should too. Go to Jill's channel if you have not subscribed already. And if you want more Trek talk, she does a lot of it, at least once a week or twice, right? And by the way, Jill, I realized, what was it? Are you doing like watch parties for Man from Uncle? You're just reviewing it, or on your channel or someone else's channel, or what?
Well, on Sundays I do watch Man from Uncle with
watch party
with Pleasant Valley Picker, but it's in a public watch party room. I just don't stream that I'm doing a watch party. Like a lot of people will have a live stream where they talk over the episode, but I don't want to talk while I'm watching an episode.
No,
I
don't either.
Do the Cosme.
Okay, but that's your channel though. I didn't know if it was your channel or it was.
No, I'm not doing it. It's not part of my channel. It's just a public watch party on Cosme. Cool. The Cosme app.
I was just wondering.
Website.
Well, the other night,
you publicize it or don't publicize it, or
I don't publicize it, but if people know where my Cosme room is,
at
noon on Sunday,
you don't put it on Twitter. You don't put it on Twitter.
I put that I'm watching the Voyager episodes on Twitter because I get to advertise Clobby's show. But,
yeah. No, I appreciate it. I just wanted because we were the other night. We when we had to do the show without Raquel the other night, we were talking. We talked a little bit about the one with Shatner, the episode with Shatner and Nimoy in it, just for the fun of it.
That's a pretty cool episode. They're both on separate sides. Kirk's with Uncle and
Colonel
Spock
Klink.
is with Spock is with Thrush.
All with Colonel Klink, and then you got it was sad about Elia Kyriakid's now gone. Or
You're right, David McCallum.
Yep. So
so I did a live stream about it.
Okay. Oh, cool.
And there so that might be what you're talking about. I did one live stream, but it was specifically for David.
Oh, okay. That's what it was. Okay, I got you. There you go.
Yeah,
Rest his soul. He was a great actor. Did you? So, how much of the Man from Uncle have you watched so far?
I'm into season 2.
Okay.
So, I haven't gotten to the episodes that get silly. I hear it gets a little silly.
That's the third season, right?
Third season, because of the Batman craze at the time. The third season gets really campy and silly, so some really dumb titles. Then the fourth season kind of got back on the straight and narrow a little bit.
Yeah, and I hear that it hopped on that fad as it was dying out.
It did. Then it was The Girl from Uncle. And
was that any good?
It was okay. It wasn't as good. Stephanie Powers is lovely and all that stuff, but it didn't have the same, And I don't think she played her in. I think someone else played her on the actual Man from Uncle episode that she first appeared on, if I remember right. I could be wrong. And then on her show, it was Stephanie Powers, and I don't know how long it lasted. Wasn't quite as good. And then in 1982, I think 182, they had a TV movie where they've been out of business. They've been out of the business for 15 years, and they got back together. They called it the 15 Years Later affair. So yeah. Anyway, but I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I am enjoying it so far, definitely. My friend is showing me some spy-fi stuff.
That's very cool. Max Redstone. What's good?
Also showing me the Avengers. But
would you start with Emma Peel?
Yes, Emma Peel. Yeah, he started me with Emma Peel season 4.
I have my Emma Peel mega set. Parker said, Clobby, here's an idea for your next week. Do a comparison of The Cage and Forbidden Planet, maybe. Obviously, Star Trek owes a lot to Forbidden Planet, no question about it. But if I were to do that, Raquel would
can't
put me in the agony booth.
Yeah, you can't. No Cage talk unless Raquel is there.
Right. But we might do something. We're going to talk about Forbidden Planet. We're going to one night on the clubhouse soon. The three of us are just going to break down and we're going to review Forbidden Planet. And if she wants to talk about that with regards to the Cage, although there's not a lot really all that similar to it, but still. But it is a very nice idea though, and I appreciate that, Parker.
How about Star Trek adjacent shows, kind of like Galaxy Quest or that would be or TV movie, yeah, the Galaxy Quest movie, yeah, that would be.
I almost thought about talking about. I was almost tempted to talk about like Quest tapes, some other Roddenberry stuff, but but now I don't know. Actually,
well, if you do that, I need to know so I can watch.
Oh yeah, but if it's gonna be like I said, I figured you would know about these, and you did. So, but no, if it was something, hey Keely Chow, but no, if it's anything like that, I'll let everybody know. In fact, no, it's not gonna be anything anyone has to do any homework on. So I think I'm gonna do something. Yeah. Put it like this: it'll have something to do with characters. We all know the characters, so it's gonna be something that I'm thinking next week is gonna be something to do with the characters. Characters. We'll talk about the characters, some characters in Star Trek. I'll let you know exactly what it is. So, we're going to start moseying on out of here. It's been quite a while, and it's very late for everybody. Jill, if you could tell everybody what you got on, we can put you all can put your link in the chat for everyone. Please go to Jill's channel. What's up with the channel this week?
Well, with the channel, my name's Anti-Derivative Jill, and that's the name of my channel. And I like to celebrate science fiction, both stuff I've seen before and especially things I've never seen. I'm still learning quite a bit, and I want to know more. And usually my panel and the chat are able to help me with that. And on Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about the Star Trek Original Series episode Omega Glory. I don't know what I'm doing yet on Friday. It's possible tomorrow I might have a gaming stream in the middle of the night.
Cool.
Middle of the night?
Yeah. Well, at midnight. Typically, as you're wrapping up your show, I'll probably start that.
Cool.
I've seen you do that. Yeah, I've seen that before. Excellent. Yeah, so very good, very good. Yep.
Mark, Chief Engineer, what's going on, dude?
Oh, we got to congratulate Jill on getting monetized too, right, Jill? You got monetized.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone.
Awesome.
Yes,
are you going to do memberships maybe? So we can have just no
I couldn't believe how quick that happened. I just signed up for it and it was like, okay, here's the next step. Here's the next step.
Nice.
Because I hear so many people having really a lot of difficulty getting that. So I got lucky. And maybe I might do membership, if only because Princess Fiona keeps asking.
Yeah, you should do memberships. Yeah. I think if you need any help with that, I've done it for a few people. So hit me up if you need any advice or suggestions or how to do it. Yep.
I think I just needed to come up with names.
Yeah, you're you don't need a lot of math tiers. Yeah,
I do. Something about pi is going to happen.
Pi level. Yep.
Yep.
You can do some imaginary numbers.
Yeah, exactly, because that goes along with pi. All of the letters that have numbers, I guess, also E, the Euler constants.
Yeah, we're losing Clobberin times here. He's going to kick us off the show. Keep talking the math. Yeah.
Okay.
You always talk about Euler constants. Well, yeah, my show. Okay, so my channel. Sunday Night Geeker will be hanging out. Me and Clobberin Times, hopefully Dad Man and Maddie's daddy and Pat S and whoever else can stop on by. So it's episode 102. I guess we'll be talking. I'm getting through the series Ragnarok, so I'll talk a little bit about that and probably some Blackadder since I've been watching that.
Yes.
And maybe a few other, wherever. Oh, Ahsoka too. We'll have to talk about that, I guess. Yeah, how exciting that last episode was. So as some I was streaming with Mandalorian last night said, some parts were mildly entertaining. That was his quote on the series so far. Mandalorian is a guy that we play Fortnite with. Yeah.
Right.
He's like,
he likes it,
some parts were, but I didn't like it. He's like, it's just mad. It's like some parts were mildly entertaining. You know, it's the highest, you know, if you're being optimistic.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, that'll be 10 p.m. Eastern. And I can reapply to be monetized again tomorrow, or I guess today or tomorrow, I guess. So hopefully I'll knock on wood. Finally. Yeah, that was a long 3-month wait. So YouTube, you've got my $130. I want my $130 that everyone had donated.
Yeah.
And then of course when there was a snafu, I never got the letter to acknowledge, you know, they have to send a letter to your house. And of course the postman, don't get mad at me, postman or woman, lost it or never made it. So yeah, I can no longer super chat.
Mark the big jerk lost his monetization. I can no longer super chat to make fun of him, says Eric K. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. And that's true. What a jerk off, isn't he? Good Lord.
Yeah. Well, maybe tomorrow night if I reapply, maybe I'll get lucky. I can
sabotage his own channel just so you can't make fun of him.
Yeah, I did that on purpose. Yeah, so we're looking for always fun hanging out with everyone on Sunday night, and much appreciated to everyone who stops by my channel. So I'm always amazed that people, you know, it's very nice that people come and hang out and enjoy the same stuff that we all do, and just get to have a great time doing it, and it's a lot of fun. So appreciate all the subs and the likes, and thank you very much, everyone.
Indeed.
Chat was great tonight. A lot of fun tonight. No Raquel, so we're, you know, it's not as good, but not the same. But hopefully you guys, we had a lot of fun. Jill and I.
We did.
Jill, it takes 2 or 3 people to try to.
Jill,
we can't even replace Raquel, but maybe 2 people. Maybe we came. What's the math on that? Maybe we came to be 1/3 as good as Raquel. I don't know.
We can't replace her. None of us can.
Never replace her. Yeah.
No, not even come close to it. No. I admire her so much. She's
best. Yeah, we love her, miss her, and but we'll have her back soon. And until then, let's see here. Do some show notes and shout outs, shall we? We'll see here tomorrow night, as the aforementioned. Where are you? The Geekery. Sunday Night Geekery, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the great Mark D with a Cheese channel of the Secret Engineer. Yeah, this is going to be some eatery, probably. We'll see if it's
maybe
geekery.
A little.
See if it's eatery. See if it's geekery. Stay with the geekery. Not so much the eatery. We'll see the geekery.
I can do a segment on the Neelix cookbook tomorrow night.
Yeah. Okay, because I kind of wanted to see that today, but that's a good thing for tomorrow.
Why? But why?
Now you're not going to show.
That man in a chicken suit. It's the Chicken Man.
Oh dear. So anyway, on Monday night, I'll be at the Great J-Man's channel, continuing on our ongoing mission to review all original Legion of Superheroes, 58 through 89, the only ones that count, with Sean as well. And again, Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk. I might review a couple of comics. We'll see. Then, because I don't review enough comics, Wednesday night it'll be me and the Wild Card, and then the Clubhouse. We'll be back, Mark and I, and we will have a special guest with us again, and we'll handle it. And then Friday night I'll be at the great J-Ben's channel yet again, reviewing all of Jack Kirby's Fourth World Saga with Sean, and we're looking forward to that. And then Nick of the Gang, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser's Comic Shop channel, show or whatever, and then back to Saturday Night Star Trek next week. One more to go until we resume the following week after that with our reviews and stuff. So I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. I'm now going to shout everybody out really quickly because you deserve it. It's Saturday night after all. The great Eric K., Bronze Wrencher, Chris Persia, Vinnegar Wrench of the Great White North, the Wrench of Iron, D-Bud Martin, Lord and Lady Thoth, Lord Thoth, that is Avon lives, long live the Legion, the great J-Man, Wench Without Fear, Hungry Boy, Master of the Glaboni, Stephen Wrench Callell, it is. Maddie's Daddy, Fanty Outsidey, Max Redstoney. And let's see. Who else do we have? Okay. And everyone else who's here with us tonight gets a shout out if you were here. That is, of course, FKH 2005, my friend, Bubba Doom 1. Thank you for being here. Joseph Dredd, here comes the judge. Shooter. All right, Shooter. Penny was here. Raymond and Sandra Feliciano, King Dolphin TV in color. Taylor Swift was something or another was here. I forgot the whole name.
Oh, yeah. Taylor Swift is better than Disney Star Wars.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I have to agree with that. And I'm
also,
sure yes.
He always says Jill, so I always say Matt G with several G's.
Oh, that's Matt G, right? It's like okay. I forgot. Good old Matt G. Well, that's a much easier name to remember, Matt G, than the Taylor Swift part, but hey, it's all in good fun.
Yeah.
Parker Luck, Admiral Teague, Admiral. Let's see here. Guagnar was here. James Caserta. Let's see. Jeff Morris. Sean Carter. Thanks for those picks, Sean, by the way. Great stuff, man. Rob Altus, my friend. Good to see you. RRTNZ, thank you so much for being here. Better not Yoko Ono, my Chiefs. What? No. Taylor Swift, better not Yoko Ono, my Chiefs. Yeah, I saw that, man. You need to get her out of those stadiums. I don't think that's good for your Chiefs. Because I know what you're talking about. She could Yoko Ono them. And they lost last week because I think she might have been a jinx. You know, Taylor Swift may have lost that game for the Chiefs the other day, man. I don't know. Did they lose that one? Yeah, I hope not, buddy. Taylor Swift is not good look, not good mojo for Kelsey. He's a good football player. This is Tony Romo and Jessica Simpson all over again, man. I'm telling you. SP Fort H. Lisa. No, you won that one. Okay, you won, but wasn't she there a week when you lost? Okay. Well, I hope she doesn't mess it up for you. I was thinking when you guys lost the opener to the Lions. My bad. Ravenscroft, and I'm not trying to say that to mess with you. JT Kirk, who was a Lions fan and still is. The Comic Relief Crusader. Enigmatic Drop Bear. So good to see you there, EDB.
Good night, Edie.
Yeah, I hope you're doing great, man.
Be good. Yep.
I hope you keep getting good news.
Yeah, I love the good news there, man. We love you. I mean, that Enigmatic Drop Bear. Hey, Brian Hepburn's here.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah, I know you guys won the last two games. I'm just saying, man. You don't want her messing you up. I'm saying it's just it's a scary situation there. That was before the Swiftie thing. Oh, damn it. Das Wolfen, I wanted to blame her. Now it's Taylor Smith. Taylor Smith. Smith or Smith? Smith, right?
She's the Dr. Smith of the football games.
John Rupashagi. Nidanax Amanda Bear. Simply Steve Buddy. The lovely Princess Fiona. Mr. Tickle Trucks.
Good night.
The Tetrarch of Apathy. That's true. Kelsey did not play in that game. Now you guys are ruining my whole Jessica Simpson, Tony Romo thing when it comes to Taylor Swift. She might be good luck for him. I'd hate that. See her in that stance there. Midnight's Oblivion. Empress NM. Mighty Study. Brogu. Lesher. New friend. Michael Beacom and Cassandra Das Wolfen. Thanks, buddy. Well, good luck to your Chiefs tomorrow, bud.
Be seeing you, Michael Beacom.
Be seeing you, Michael Beacom. Sheagle. Victor Fontaine. Papa Palpatine's Pizza. I couldn't write the whole word. There wasn't enough room. Dave G. Sound. Claude Salling. Joe Dog, Adrian James, Dad Man and the Dad Man Clan, Minimusness, Pattis, Katie C. Love you, Katie. Hope you feel better, my dear, if you're hearing this.
Feel better,
Get
Katie.
well.
Yep.
Fat Loba. Zathras. Crap. I can't say it like Raquel. Sorry. Come on, man.
That's why I'm not trying that, because I can't. But you can better than I can.
What I can't match any of the things Raquel can do. I don't even try. Well, a couple of like what? Nah, it doesn't work. See. Daniel's Hot Topics. Keely Chow. Did the tile? I don't even know if the Tide rolled today, dude. Then check.
I don't know.
I think they won. Yeah, I think they won. Yeah.
Brian Happer, they probably did. You know that.
Yeah, they won. Yeah.
Well, last year I try to be there where I can. VR. Usually on Midnight's Edge. On Sunday nights, I'm usually hanging out with Mark on this channel. But thank you for being here last year. It's great to see you. Really appreciate you.
Right. Aren't you usually on Thursdays at Midnight's Edge?
Yeah, Midnight's Edge, Tuesdays and Thursday nights usually. So once in a while, I drop in them on a Sunday night with them, but it just depends when it's like when Mark's late or something. Because you know how late he is all the time.
I'm always late, yeah.
You're always late. Anyway, thank you all, everyone, for being here with us tonight. It's been fantastic. What a lot of fun that I had anyway. And I hope you did too. But if you didn't, I understand. You can even tell me you didn't have fun. I can take it. But I won't be that hurt.
Well, I always wait for people to tell me that, but they don't.
Yeah, it's a preemptive strike. Just, just good. But you're right. It's best to wait. But they'd never tell us. That's the problem, would they? They're too nice. Good night, everybody. Love you. And have a great remainder of your weekend. And clobber on, clobberers.
I just love clobbering time.